Live. Yay! 2 people
Okay.
today because
Hello.
the rest of us didn't show up.
I don't know. We're telling them that we're going to make angry videos for them.
Yep.
Let's see. So do we have anything planned?
No, but we didn't have that in March. But then we had people. Of course we have people now, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fine. I've got a little Eiffel Tower. The batteries are dead. Well, I can always spray paint my hair green. I have green spray hair paint. Although, well, I have to go to a thing tonight, and like the person who invited me specifically said, "Look normal."
I love they had to specify that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's the Quidditch documentary, and she made it, and some of her colleagues are gonna show up, and she has to, like act like she has normal friends, but in reality, she was like, "Don't wear ugly hats. Leave your giant army bag where you can literally fit in at home. Be a normal person. Don't try to kill each other." It was like she was just calling out on all our weirdnesses. It was like,
Just
I like my
don't
hat.
try to kill each other.
Yes. It's Quidditch. People try now. It sort of accidentally happens sometimes. Like running into each other with brooms. Things happen.
You're just
That's
like,
why we
no!
What?
Yeah, I think about it. I have to be somewhere too, so tonight's 2, so.
So now I can do peanut butter face, but not yet. It's way too early for peanut butter face. We only did 2 minutes.
Yeah, we're 2 minutes in. Let's see. I have the YouTube channel
We
pulled
don't
up.
have watches. We can watch ourselves. That's always useful. Let's see if we can find it.
Well, yeah, it's up there. That's good.
You found it. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Just making sure. Let's see.
Where is it? 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 What do I do? I can't find it.
I'm really tempted to click it, but that's a bad idea. Getting some funny noise from your end.
I'm typing. That's probably it.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like typing. It sounds strange.
I don't know. There it is. YouTube just gave it to me. Look at that. Yes! I'm watching myself, I think. Yeah!
Okay.
Whee! It's there. So, now we should have a watcher. Like, yeah! I am watching. We've got me.
Yeah, and I'm watching too. Wow. I'm getting like. Okay, I gotta mute that.
I'm gonna yell. Yeah, you should mute it. I'm gonna yell about it on Twitter.
And I've lost your sound. Okay. Nope. You're still there.
That's great.
Okay, I'm closing that because that's confusing.
Well, you can, like, at the bottom, you can click on the little speaker thingy, and then it mutes only that video, and you can still watch it without sound, but you don't get confused.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
that should work. It works for me.
It's just I just can't watch it because it looks really strange because it's like you know, it's an echo, even the images.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit delayed. It
Mhm.
always is. Anyway, something fun to do. What do I have for interesting stuff up here? Nothing. I've got an empty bag of brownies. Like I had a
An empty
plan with
bag
them.
of brownies.
Yes. Like I had a plan with them to like sort of lure my friends into my house with them, but then they didn't show up, and I ate them all on my own. It's like, well, this is actually better than having to share these things. I was like, I have brownies, and they were like, oh, I'm gonna come over, and I was like, sure, why not? And then it didn't show up at all. I was like, I've eaten those brownies on my own now. Maybe that sounded weird.
Mhm. Hmm. Let me think. I'm trying to think of something interesting I could do. I don't do interesting things. Um.
Well, I can
See.
always just give you, and yeah, you, only you, not the people who are watching, a tour of my room and my posters. I should do that, yes. That's fun. Look, where shall we start here? We have one free astronomy poster, and
Nice.
drawings from Rome, a sort of a beachy thingy, Paris, another astronomy poster, which is kind of 3D, a drawing of Queen's Day in the Netherlands, which lots of orange and stuffs. A Dutch poem about the moon and Chinese. I'm not blocking the. No, I'm not blocking the camera. And over here we have this one which kind of fell down. Can you see?
Yes.
It's an Escher fan. But
I've seen that one. My 5th grade teacher had a picture of that one. That brings back memories.
Yeah. Well, what's kind of interesting is like you probably didn't notice. There's this piece of cardboard over here. Look, I sticked a piece of cardboard on it. You would ask, why would you do that? Well, it's very simple. It's actually an ad for a maths textbook. I was like, I don't want the name of my maths textbook in my room, so I just sticked a bit of cardboard on it. I already have pens of maths thingies, you know, that happens when you go to Olympiads. They just like, free stuff. It has all kind of maths on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're free pens.
Let
So,
me think. What's interesting? I have a picture of a tortoise.
whoa! Oh, whoa! I forgot my last poster. Look, I've got a picture of a tortoise as well.
Oh, it's wonderful. I've seen that poster.
Yeah. I have played a game with it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't know what this is called actually in English. It's those things that give light to light. Yeah. Like in Dutch we call it a vuurtoren, which we translate to a fire tower. So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's interesting though. Let's see. I have my TARDIS picture. I have an outdated map of the world from 2013 because I got this in 2013. I have a bunch of fan art on my walls because I've drawn that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a few things. Let's see. Oh, my other TARDIS poster. There it is. I can't hold this. Okay. My map of Lord of the Rings, or Middle Earth. It's right here. I can't point the camera. Okay.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. That one's actually hand drawn because I had a lot of time on my hands that day. So yeah, I got a copy of the Lord of the Rings and I traced the map out of it. So yeah.
Yeah, why not? I also have a copy of Lord of the Rings. It was €7 on a book market and I've never read it. It's just sitting
so
there
good though. You
on
should
my
read Lord of
bookshelf,
the Rings.
staring
It's,
at me like, and I'm like, I've got so many
well,
books.
it's so good, but it's really long.
Yeah, I
My
know.
suggestion would be to like listen to it because the audio recording is fantastic.
Ah,
Like Rob Inglis, he like even sings the songs, which is
whoa.
amazing. Yeah,
Cool.
and also, you know, it keeps going even after your eyes are tired, so otherwise you never get through like the first book.
But like, I have this problem of like, I usually only read before I go to sleep, and if I listen to an audiobook and I fall asleep and it just goes through and I don't remember where I stopped, where
Yeah,
I
I
fell
do
asleep.
that.
So that's kind of annoying. Also,
Yeah, it is.
I recently bought let's get it. This. I was like, I found it on the book market. It was like €4, and I was like, should I buy it? Like, it's not like I don't have any other books or something. Also, not ones that I've read. I was like, yeah, why not? So yeah, then I had it.
Yeah, I have.
And now it's like on a pile in there with my notebook of books that I've read, and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and how to teach quantum mechanics to your dog. Look, look. No.
Oops.
Whoops.
Oh,
This.
that actually looks interesting because I'm
It
pretty
is
fond of
so
quantum
cool.
mechanics. Let's see how
You know
to
what?
teach quantum mechanics to your dog.
For school, I had to do a sort of biggie final project. It's basically like you have to do 80 hours of something that is somewhat related to school.
Yes.
Whatever, do it. And I made a YouTube series about quantum mechanics. This book helped quite a lot because it's like in very simple language, and that was also what I wanted to use in my series. So I just used parts of this, edited a bit because this is English and the series was in Dutch. So that was really, really convenient.
Yeah, yeah. It's really nice to have something like that. Like, I don't know. Have you read The Disappearing Spoon?
No. What's
It's
it about?
it's like about all the weird stories surrounding the periodic table, and it's kind of the same way because it like just tells all these weird science stories and explains all these things about chemistry without like, you know, getting really boring. And
Cool.
yeah, I like that kind of book. Let's see, how to teach quantum physics to your dog. Nope. It's let's see.
I also have. Wait. Okay. Gotta get it.
Mhm.
I also have this.
1 minute, yes.
It's
Oh, that looks fun.
it is pretty cool, especially because it came in the mail for free.
Well, yeah, that's a lot better than, you know.
I have to give it back though. That's kind of sad, but it's really cool. But if you look at this, that's all the stuff I have to know,
Oh.
and I don't.
Ugh.
Well, the blue ones are paragraphs, the yellow ones are pictures, and the red ones are just whole chapters. So I'm gonna be dead.
Yeah.
And this is not even final exam stuff. This is bio Olympiad stuff. So I've got final exams and then also doing this.
Mhm.
It's gonna be cool though. If I like.
Yeah. That's just ugh.
Yep.
Let's see. One watching you. Let's
That's me, I think. That should be me who's watching us. Yes.
yeah.
Oh, look! A person appeared.
A person? Is there
A
a person?
person.
It
A
might be
person
me.
said hello in the chat.
Oops. I messed it up. Okay.
I believe the person is gone now, but Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We briefly had a person. That's always good. Oh, look.
Yeah.
I've got this.
Wow, what's that?
It had a name. I don't know it anymore. It's there's like a maze on the inside, so you can't see, and then you could just turn a bit, and then if you turn it the right way, the thingy will come off. It's like you can just do this and try a bit, and it will make an annoying sound, which people don't like. And yeah, and then you can just. I like doing this, but yeah, the sound is really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you just end up on the wrong end, and it's just like all the way here again, and then have to start over. And you can do that for hours if there are no people around. Otherwise, I'd probably steal it and throw it away. That almost happened. I once had to recover it from the trash can because my dad was like, "Yeah, bye."
Yeah, I don't know. I have some pretty annoying things. 1 minute. Just speaking of annoying toys. Let's see. Okay, I can't hear you. Okay. I can't do it too loudly because my sisters are sleeping above me, but
Cool.
yeah, I better keep that kind of quiet because I'm at home, and if I talk too loudly, I'll look at my sisters. Sisters, yes, my sisters. You see, over here, it's
I'm in quite a good situation because my parents are away to buy tonic for their gin and tonicking tonight. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna stay like in Rotterdam where the movie is and my friends and everything because and my brother is like at scouting things on a boat somewhere. So I'm home alone. I can just yell whatever I want.
Yes. Right now, for me, it is 6:17 a.m. So, yeah, like most of on a Saturday morning too. So most of my family's asleep. At least I think they are. I don't know.
Well, we have 2 watches now. Does that mean that you are watching?
Hello? Well, I have it open, so I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, we're both watching it. Or just us.
Oh, that's great. We're watching ourselves.
Oh God, my cat is cat. Oh my God, no, cat! Fuck. Don't puke on the carpet. She puked on the carpet.
She puked on the carpet. Oh. Yeah, my door's closed. I don't want to let my cat in the day.
Well, at least she didn't puke on my trousers. Or on the mat, or on anything. But I'm gonna clean up the puke now. So, I don't know if you want to watch me clean the puke, or just gonna, see my ball while I'm gone. Just here is the puke.
Oh. I can't really see it. Let's see.
Yeah, we're gonna. This is the puke. Can you see?
Oh, that's nice.
No. That's not the proper response to puke. I'm gonna get some stuff.
Let's see. We still. Let's see. I'm just gonna reload this page.
Boy.
I feel like I should be entertaining, but there are no people watching. Eh. Mm. Or at least I don't think there are any people watching. If there are people watching, then that's wonderful. Uh-oh, my alarm, crap! My alarm! Okay. I usually have an alarm set for 6:30, so yeah. I have an alarm set. Okay, I have an alarm set for 6:20 and 6:30, so I'm gonna go turn those off.
Puke. Isn't that amazing? Yes, I think so.
Well. Okay. Okay. That's better. I have alarms set for 6:20 and 6:30 to wake myself up to go to school, but I forgot to turn them off. I always forget them to turn them off on Saturdays. It's really annoying,
That's
actually.
horrible. Like, oh my god, waking up when you don't have to.
Just. I mean, waking up on school days is bad enough.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I'm done with classes now, and almost all of my final exams, except for one, start at like 1:30. So just can sleep
Nice.
in the morning and then do an exam and then study and sleep.
Yeah.
Just for 2 weeks straight. But then on the last day, I've got like Greek and bio, just like both, and I'm like, I'm gonna be dead because I have to start at 9 and then I will be done at like 4:30.
Ugh.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
both 3 hours, and I've got like half an hour break.
6 hours straight of testing.
Yep.
That's kind of how school has been lately. Yeah. I don't know. I still have school full day, so it's great.
I just had like 2 weeks of you can go to class, but you don't have to show. So only 2-3 people showed up, and now I've got like 2 weeks of holiday in which I can study, and I've got 2 to 3 weeks of tests.
Jeez, yeah.
And I'll be done, like all of it.
Oh, that would be nice though. I don't get out of school for like a month, so.
And then I will know on June 14th whether or not I've passed. Gonna probably pass though. And then on July 4th I will actually graduate. So, but between that I don't have to go to school at all anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for me, I'm just after June 2nd, I'm free. Of course, not really, because I have like 20 things planned for the summer.
Oh yeah, can I tell you about all the stuff that I've planned? Because like, I'm gonna tell you. Like my last exam is on May 22nd. Then May 23rd in the evening I'm going to London. I'm gonna be for the whole of May 24th, and I'm gonna be back 25th. And I've got to work on 26th and 7th. Quidditch the day after, and a week of probably also work thingies. I've got halfway in June, I've got the Bio Olympiad, that's a week, and then more work stuff. It's a bit empty still. Then after I graduate, I'm going to Oslo for a week for Quidditch, and then I'm gonna have holiday with my parents. Maybe if I do really well in the Bio Olympiad finale, I can go to Coventry. Like a week after that, and then I've got like 2 weeks of work, 1 week in my in the city where I'm going to college, and then like another week, and then my holiday is over again. Like 3 months just planned already.
Yeah, geez. I kind of feel the same way because, well, I guess I don't have quite as much planned, but I still have so when right when school's getting out on June 2nd, well, for my church, we're doing this giant cultural celebration thingy because it's like a big grand reopening of the temple here where I live, and so it's like a really big deal, and we've got to learn all these songs and dances and everything, so that's going to be interesting. There's going to be like 14,000 people.
Whoa.
It's very large, especially for where I live. Like,
that's pretty cool, at least. Well, like,
yeah. And
what's the kind of thing at the beginning of this year? At the beginning of this year, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get abroad this year. Maybe not, because like last year I went to Rome and Iceland, and yeah, now I'm just gonna be all over the place. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been outside of the U.S., sadly. So yeah, it's kind of on my it's definitely on my bucket list. Not kind of. Especially going to London. I don't know. Maybe I've just watched too much Doctor Who, but I want to go to London.
There's no such thing as too much Doctor
Who. It's wonderful. But yeah, I mean, I am going places. Like, I mean, I think I'm trying to reconcile the order here. I'm gonna go on Trek, which is another church thing. It involves like pretending to be pioneers, like trekking across the American West. I'm actually really excited. Then Cedar Badge, which is another camping thing. Aspen Grove, which is a family thing. It's just very booked, and most of it's camping. I don't mind that though.
Yeah. Well, I've been out of the country many times because like when you just take your bicycle and bike to the south for I think 3 hours, you are in Belgium. So yeah, it's just not really doable to stay inside here.
Yeah, if I bike for 3
like
hours, I will still be in the same city. I mean, if I bike for 5 days, I'll still be in the same state. I mean, well, I assume so. I don't know how far I could bike in 5 days. Maybe I could. You see, I live in Idaho, so maybe I can make it to Utah in 5 days. Like, there's a slight possibility, if I didn't get run over.
Yeah. Also, like, here you don't have any like border security stuff. Really, just you can just go to Belgium if you want. It's really great.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Here, I don't know. I could probably, if I really wanted to, I could bike to Canada. But then they, freak out at me. So, biking to Canada is kind of a bad idea.
Not at all. Just bike to Canada.
Just go. Just go.
Just go.
And, yeah. As far as I can tell, though, the border between Idaho and Canada is like the border between Idaho and Utah. There's really no difference. It's just more of the same landscape. There's nothing there. Like from Idaho to Utah, just sagebrush everywhere. Border from Idaho to Canada, I assume it's like pine trees or something because there's not as much desert up there. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a map of the US now because I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Idaho, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's like a really, really tiny bordery thing with Canada. That's pretty cool. Whoa.
Yeah, it's panhandle. Honestly, if I did bike to Canada, I'd probably go up through Montana.
Yeah, that would be more convenient, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. The US is so big. will get at large, and it's like, oh my god, so many people.
I'm going to find Amsterdam really quick. Wait, you do live in the Netherlands, right?
Yep.
Okay, I zoomed out way farther than I wanted to. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess Rotterdam. Yeah, you could bike south like really well. It's just weird because like that's about the size of like that's about from where I live, maybe a district.
Oh, here it's a whole country and it's split up in 12 provinces.
Okay, well no. Like the distance between you and Belgium, not like the whole country. The whole country is, well, you know, large for Europe.
Nah.
Well, you get over east and there's smaller countries like, I don't know, Serbia. Serbia looks larger. Macedonia?
No, but yeah, I think that's smaller, yeah. Yeah, that must be smaller. Well, smaller country. Oh, like there's also this thing in Holland where we're always like, oh, we're such a small country, oh, it's so special that we're like good at something because we're so small and cute, and we're just like little frogs. That's how we think of ourselves. No, like, oh my god, a Dutch person did something cool. We didn't know we could do it. Oh my god. But then, like, you're not supposed to be excited about it because the whole country is supposed to be shit. Like, always like, oh, in Belgium the roads are way better, and then you go to Belgium and the roads are like not better at all. Like,
yeah. I live in the U.S. and I have no idea what to think of like the U.S. I don't know.
think about it. Just wait till it's over.
Wait till it's over. That sounds nice. I really just wish I could go to sleep for 4 years and just wake up when it's over. Well, no, that would be bad because I might be waking up in a nuclear holocaust. Anyway. Actually, I've heard that where I live, it's kind of a target site because we have like a nuclear lab kind of close.
Great.
That's okay though. Whatever.
Well, shall I tell you a funny thing? Like, we've got one nuclear power plant in the Netherlands, and it's actually below sea level. Just like, we've got, when you look at the map, you've got like these bunch of islands, like in the south.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's somewhere in there. So, and
wait, but it belongs to who?
To us. It's owned by the Netherlands. But what the problem is, this province is called Zeeland. Basically means Sealand, and like especially back in the day, it used to flood quite a lot. So they thought, let's build a nuclear power plant here. But if you look very closely, you can see that all kind of dams in the watery thingies. So we are convinced it will never flood again. But they also were that when it flooded the last time.
Well, yeah.
That's going to be totally awesome.
That wouldn't be very good.
No. And we also have like there's this website which is literally like, will I die when the country floods? And it's like, yes. Because we're gonna talk real Dutch stuff now. If you go a bit up, you've got like this sort of square thingy, like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, The Hague. There is sort of shape. Like most of the people live here in that sort of U shape. It's called the Randstad or the Edge City because it's sort of an edge thingy. Anyway.
Wait, but you're saying that that's all like one big city?
Almost. They're all called different things. You've got like Amsterdam is different from The Hague, is different from Rotterdam. It's all like sort of grown together. Anyway, if dikes would flood like straight through, the whole.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it never happened, and will probably never will. But if it does, the whole area would flood because it's all like in the same. It's protected by the same dikes. Anyway, like 7 million people live in there, and there is like one road away. So they calculate.
Oh yeah,
like,
A12.
Yeah, the A12. Just like literally people running away over the highway. It would not be possible to evacuate the area, so you're pretty much fucked. Oh, like, oh yeah, no.
There's a lot of back roads.
Yeah, but like most of them will flood as well. It's just like, and you can only predict from 8 hours in advance, and that's too short to evacuate like 7 million people.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
It will be fine. I'm just gonna sit up in the attic and hope for the best.
Yeah, just go for high ground, I guess.
Yeah, well, we don't really have that. It's not like we don't have mountains or even hills. It's just like all flat, which is great for biking.
But do you have skyscrapers?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never.
Yeah, we have like Rotterdam. It's like river, skyscraper, and then you're just looking at it and you're like, how does the skyscraper not fall into the river? Well, it doesn't, because yay. But yeah, that's not.
Well, there's your solution. Just climb to the top of the skyscraper and
with like
hope for the
7
best.
million people in. Like, the water's gonna rise to 4.5 meters here, according to the You're Gonna Die website. So I should be safe in the attic.
Yeah, that's not. Let me think. I'm trying to imagine 4.5 meters. I think that's higher than my ceiling. That's a little scary.
Yeah, it's higher than your ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
if it's not, you've got a very high ceiling.
Yeah, it's not very high.
No, that's not 4.5 meters.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I'm not used to thinking of things in meters. That's like a weird concept, so I actually have to like imagine meters, like 4 meters stacked on top of each other. Not like I could just be like 6 feet. I don't know. The US, we're just so weird. I can't get over how ridiculous, like, why do we use the imperial system? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? I don't know.
Yeah, well, why are you not stopping it? It's weird.
It's like the electoral college.
What I do is like a foot is like 30 centimeters. So when you say 6 feet, I'm saying 180, but that's not exactly correct. Like a pound is half a kilo, and so I just sort of guess what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the larger you get, the more inaccurate it is. And then the Columbia space shuttle happens.
Like a mile is like 1.6 kilometers, but that's too difficult. Yeah. So just assume that those things don't exist.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had to pay attention to that because I have done track before, so it's like, okay, I actually have to pay attention to meters now. But I haven't done track for years, so.
And you also got this obscure thing called Fahrenheit, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Fahrenheit. The one nice thing about Fahrenheit is that, like, 32 degrees sounds like that's, like, the actual temperature, and 100 degrees, that sounds hot. And, like 70 degrees, that sounds, like, moderately nice and, like, warm.
70 degrees sounds like you ended up in the desert and, like, global warming went haywire and you're, like, dead.
Yeah,
that's
I guess I've just been raised in Fahrenheit, so yeah, I guess if I had been raised in Celsius, then that would make a lot more sense.
Like 70 degrees, that's water that will like almost no, stay away from things that are 70 degrees.
Let's see, Celsius to Fahrenheit. I'm just trying to see how much 70 degrees Celsius is like in Fahrenheit. Let's see. Oh yeah, 158 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not good. Stay away from that. That's like mild oven burner. like
150. And I'm gonna do this again. 150 degrees. That's like.
Let's see. Let's just up this. 150 degrees Celsius.
It's baking stuff.
316.4. Yeah, that's the temperature at which you bake a cake.
Yes, like 300 degrees is the temperature you burn a cake.
Well, I don't know. I like to bake mine at about, I don't know, 350. That's like 350 degrees. Yeah, in Fahrenheit, 350 degrees Celsius is 601.52. That's, yeah, we're just going up and up.
Yep, like 600 and that's like melting point of some kind of metal thing.
I'm just gonna copy and paste one more time. Oh yeah, that's 1,114.736. I'm fairly sure that that's like a melting point. I don't know. I'm going to see if that's a melting point. Oh, I have to put degrees Fahrenheit because
I've got a book.
I don't think there's anything significant about 1,114.736 degrees Fahrenheit, as far as I can tell.
Like 600 degrees is the melting temperature of lead. Yeah, about.
Oh wow.
No, Kelvin. Whoa.
Wait,
Let's
calcium?
again. No, my temperatures here are in Kelvin.
Oh, that would explain it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at another one because like calculating between Celsius and Kelvin is like really easy.
Yeah. I have to do it all the time in science. You see, in science, we're actually smart and we use Celsius because, you know, look at the Columbia.
Convenience.
Yeah, and it's a lot more convenient and it makes a lot more sense.
The melting point of iron is way hotter. A lot really things around 700-800 here. I'm gonna look at something else. Talk metals, have we got all the random solids? This one. Oh no, I don't know those in English. No, not good. Nope. Liquids? No, not liquids.
Aren't there only like 2 elements that are liquid at room temperature? It's mercury and barium. Barium, I think it's liquid at room temperature.
Barium? No, it has a melting point of 1,000 kelvins, which is not room temperature. You mean gallium?
Yeah, gallium.
Gallium has a melting temperature of 330, so that's like 30 degrees. That's stuff that melts in your hand.
Yeah, I know that. That's in the disappearing spoon, actually. It's the reason it's called the disappearing spoon is because it's like about this chemist prank in which you fashion spoons out of gallium, and then you serve tea to some guests, and then
I know that. I know.
Yeah, and then you like watch them like gaze in horror as their spoons dissolve in their Earl Grey. So that's funny. I've always kind of wanted to do that, but I don't have gallium, so that's a problem.
Isn't gallium? You can order it on eBay. Isn't gallium poisonous?
I don't know.
Let's kind of
hope not. I'm not entirely sure. Is gallium? Nope, that's not how you spell is. I can spell gallium, but I can't spell is.
No, Wikipedia says it's not. So you can safely drink your gallium tea, according to Wikipedia.
Some gallium compounds can actually be very dangerous, however.
Whoops.
Let's see. Yeah, it's actually found in the body. It's one of those trace elements.
Yeah, but like arsenic is also found in the body as trace element, and you should not.
Yeah, so is selenium. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, it says that even
it's
when like pure gallium
toxic, which
it's what?
Not highly toxic. So you wouldn't
fairly
die
reassuring.
immediately. Which
No,
is
actually, what this official-looking website says that even like radioactive gallium can be ingested and you won't like get sick. So I guess it must just be alpha radiation.
Yeah.
It's not dangerous.
Ah, well, you can drink your gallium tea. According to the internet.
Yeah. Unless it's gallium chloride, because then, well, you know, partial paralysis.
Yeah.
That's, you know. Yeah.
There's no gallium in this tea. I'm pretty sure.
Just 99% sure. No gallium. Yeah.
Yep.
Weirdly, I've only had herbal tea.
This is just tea, you know, stuff with the color, which is sometimes a bit warmy. Anyway, this book, which I have, in which I looked up the melting points, is actually quite convenient because, like, I can use this in school, like during tests. So all the stuff that's in here, I don't have to know. Like also just like melting points, but also like bio stuff. Yeah.
That's nice.
Physics stuff, which is great. But like I have had this one for almost 3 years, and the condition is not super great. I may have to give it back. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give this back. Like, because then they will both take the book and make me pay for a new one. And if I'm just like, yeah, I lost it, then they're only going to make me pay for a new one. And then I still have it.
That's a fair point.
So it would be stupid. I would be stupid to give it back. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, and that's very useful. Just, you know, when you have like the off, when you're just one day when you're wondering, I wonder what gallium's melting temperature is, or
yeah, you can just look it up.
Let's see. It's just, yeah. I have some textbooks. Of course, I really don't want to keep them. Like, they're kind of ridiculous. And outdated, too.
Ooh.
So that's just the way it works.
Great.
This is much more comfortable. I'm going to keep the computer off of my lap. I've just got to stay close to it because my headphones only go so far. Let's see. I mean, actually, I'm going to be at the school I'm at for two more years anyway, so I don't need to worry about that. Oops. I've unplugged the headphone jack. I just... Just best not to keep it. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I actually get my books from school for free, which is nice, but that means I have to return them. Sometimes not. I hope I don't have to return this one, but most of the rest I'll have to return. But the thing is, like, those things are all like really beaten up because they're quite old and like there are weird stains in them and you don't know what caused the stain. Like whole pages are missing, like the cover is sort of tad. What I once did was I had it was a brand new chemistry workbook, but I didn't put a cover on it because we have to, I don't know if you have that as well, but we have to cover books with a sort of papery thingy so they won't get beaten up real quickly.
I've done that, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't do that with that book because I thought, oh, it's new. I don't have to give it back at the end of the year. Um, but then I had to, and like I duct taped the back together again because like a piece had fallen off. I was like, I'm just gonna put this book like in the pile real quickly so nobody sees that I fucking broke it. And then I didn't have to pay, and I was like, yes, this is good because that thing is
Just
like really expensive. And I was like,
mhm.
yeah, I don't want to pay for a chemistry workbook.
Yeah. Well, whatever student gets it next, they'll just know that it's been well loved.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like especially with Latin and Greek, the books are really old because you don't have to update them so often. So like a couple of years ago with Latin, we had these over 25-year-old books, and like sometimes like whole pages were colored black with markers because people were angry at them or something, or like whole chunks were missing, like page 36 to 108. There's not there in your book, like drawn in, and it was just horrible.
So they're like, oh, we don't need to
Um,
replace these books. Greek and Latin don't get outdated.
yeah, like there were specific books that were used for the open day to show that the, how the books looked, and like the ones that were not, attacked with compasses or written fuck all over those, and they were kept apart to only use at the open day. They were not. We were not allowed to use them just in classes or something because they had to be kept neat.
So there's like 3 nice books, and all the rest of them are like missing a ton of information. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and like, you could always get a copy of the pages you were missing, and you sort of kept that in your book together with the rest, and just got all crumbled at the end of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hope
I
we
don't
were
know.
past page 108 by then. And then it was all good. Like, I once had a Greek exercise book that was literally held together by a sort of pink feathery ribbon thingy. Like, it was in there, sort of stuff, and I was like, what is this doing in there? So I just pulled it out, and the book fell apart. And I was like, okay,
Crap.
let's put this in.
You're like, oh, just gonna put this back in.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll work.
Or like, a maths textbook that was literally attacked with like compasses, something with like all kind of little holes in them. I could trace back the page that was actually attacked, and it had some really nasty math on it. I was like, yeah, I understand that you get angry at this, but you didn't have to stab my book.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, my math book, it has been through quite a few people, and like some people actually happily some people have like written in like little hints. It's like
Yeah.
that's really nice, but I don't know, it's not quite in that state. Because I don't know, my math teacher's kind of scary, and if any of the people did it, that they would be dead.
Well.
Yeah, like I don't know, she's a fun teacher usually, but she's one of the teachers that shows affection by whacking people she likes on the head with like all the papers she's holding. So
One of those, yeah.
it's great. Math class is actually pretty. Well, it would be a lot of fun if I liked math, but just because I can do it doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't mind math. Like I'm pretty good at it, but it's not like I want to study it or something. Cause like,
yeah,
it's fun, but it's like super fun.
Yeah,
Not
it's
like
interesting. Fun. Yeah, physics is more interesting. I like chemistry myself, if we're gonna go science. But my favorite, like I love the humanities so much, and everybody here, I don't know if you guys get it over there, but everybody says to choose a STEM career or like a science technology.
Yes, so much. Like
yeah, it's everywhere.
here what we have, like, at the end of your third year, you're supposed to choose between 4 profiles, like, and 2 of them are nature profiles, so STEM and stuff, and 2 of them are society and culture profiles, and I believe, and then it sort of range, like, one of them is like um, more more culture or more nature than the other one, and like there are only 8 people who have like the most humanity profile at my school, and we are like the total, all the people in my year are, it's like maybe 100. So like there may be another 24 in the more economy uh, culture profile. So like over 70% of people are doing a science profile.
Yeah.
Like also a lot of people who are like in the mild science profile. Like you could better have done a humanities profile because you're not enjoying your bio classes, you're not enjoying chemistry, you're not good at it. Why aren't you doing economy and history and languages?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so weird to me. Like, I don't know. Everybody says to choose a humanities thing. I mean, no, not a humanities thing, a science thing. But you see, my thing is that not apply by CGP grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
And
just
also
like
like
hoping.
people are saying, "Oh, you're doing science, you must be so smart." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty smart, but if I understand what I'm supposed to learn from my exams, I don't have to do anything." Well, my friend here, who has 5 languages, can understand whatever she wants, and then still has to die with her history book.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like I guess that would be more work though. I really do like history though, despite the fact
Yeah,
that I know more about Harry Potter than I know about history.
and I'm kind of sad I couldn't choose it as a subject because, like, at my school, you either choose chemistry or history, like one or
Oh,
the other. It's real weird,
that's sad.
but and like if we also have 4 kinds of maths, and I really wanted to do one, a specific one of them, and then you also had to do chemistry, and it was not possible to do history with that kind of maths, and I was like, I'm not gonna do other maths than this, because I also couldn't do physics and no bio, and I was like, yeah, I had to end up in the humanities part, and yeah, no.
Yeah, geez, that's
But I
sad.
was like, well, can't I just choose history as an extra subject? But like all the classes and all the tests are at the same time as chemistry for history.
Oh,
So then I would have to study everything on my own, and then either do the history text in my resit, or when the people who missed the test had to catch up, or I would just give the timetable maker a heart attack. So school was like, yeah, how
yeah,
about no?
yeah. I don't know. I haven't really had to choose like that yet. It's just it's just tough because like you see, I'm a cellist, so like people. I guess I have less pressure because people are like, "Oh, you play the cello? That's so cool. Keep doing the thing." But it's like it's still like I could major in cello in college, but no, but that would probably be a bad idea because there can only be so many yo-yo ma's.
Yeah,
Like that's the big thing. That's the biggest thing about like especially the fine arts. There can only be so many famous people, so
yeah, and
it's
like
safe.
also like in finance, I've got like a feeling if you're not famous, then you're not really useful. It's
Yeah,
either
in some
that or
ways.
you're just like trying,
Or if
and
there's a teacher though. If you're a teacher
yeah,
though, like
yeah,
I have a lot of
yeah,
teachers. I mean, they're not famous, but they do teach their students.
yeah, that's true.
And,
But like
mhm.
there isn't much else really.
Yeah, I don't really.
I think
Yeah, like it's just sad.
also it's like incredibly hard to get like a job in fine arts stuff. It's
Yeah,
kind of sad actually, because
I could
there
play.
used to be a lot of support from the government for fine arts stuff, but not anymore for some reason. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
it's the
don't
same for us. Like,
know.
you
Also,
know, did you see Hank's video about all of that? Like how he was cutting like the government funds for the arts.
yeah. Why?
But like that's the thing. Like humans need not apply. That like scared me to death. So that's like compelling me even more to like do something artsy. So like it's not taken over by robots. Because despite what
Yeah,
CGP Grey thinks, robots can in fact not compose music because that song that he like showed in that video it was basically a pop song chord progression, which anybody can do. It's really easy to make that. Like
yeah. Yeah,
you
like,
just play four chords and it sounds nice.
yeah. People like me won't hear the difference really, because like I'm really bad at musicy stuff.
Mm.
Like, they try to teach me how to play an instrument and all kind of that at school. Like, we had theory tests and practical tests, and for the theory test I always like had a 9 or a 10 out of 10
Oh
because
wow.
I can understand things. But then when we did the theory thing, I just had a 2, which means like, yeah, you spelled your name right and actually accidentally gave one right answer and the rest was other bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just sitting there like, I don't know, I can't hear this yet. Yeah, nice, you're playing the music. Yeah,
Yeah, music theory. I don't know. Music theory is kind of. Wait, so you said that you're good at the theory, but you're bad at playing, or I kind of got that mixed up.
no, like, it was like, reading notes. Like, you've got a note, which letter is this? Just I
Oh.
could do that, but then you had to like you get a bunch of notes and the teacher would play a bit and then you had to fill in the last notes, or like a piece of music, and
Oh.
then like we call it mata with the little booksy thingies, like if it's 4 or 3 or that. I was like, or what kind of instrument are you hearing, that kind of stuff. I just couldn't do that.
Yeah. Jeez, I'm kind of the opposite. Like I cannot do well, I can do theory. It's just super confusing. Like music theory is weird, but like I don't know. I just play and it's easier for me to just play.
Yeah,
Honestly, like it's
but
weird
then
that way.
at the end of third year at school, I was like, okay, I can drop music. Bye.
Mm.
Never see you again.
Yeah. Jeez, did they have it required like in like older grades?
Well, you can choose to actually do final exams in it. And it's part of a subject called general arts. Arts, really. You can, like, we've got 3 art subjects at school. You can either do graphic design, drama, or music, and then you make a sort of in your last year you make a sort of final thing. You either actually organize a production if you're doing a drama, or you're part of the concert, the yearly concert. If you do music, or um, you make a sort of exposition in the hall at school, and then you also have a test for another subject that sort of comes in for free, which is general arts, and you're like having art history and stuff, and everybody who's doing one of the art subjects has that, and then you also have a final exam in that general arts thingy. So you can actually,
Okay.
yeah, do final exams in it. That's one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
subjects.
That's
You've got,
interesting.
you got
Like
after your third year, you've got to choose my school it's 9, but I think the official requirement is 8 subjects, and you've got like Dutch, English, and then you've got a third, a modern other language, and 3 subjects come for free with your profile, and 3 others you have to choose. And I don't know if that's 9, and maybe it is. And I've got another one which is just completely free. You can choose whatever you want. In my completely free part, I have Greek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that sort of thing. And then you, in your completely free part, you can also choose an art subject, or a subject from another profile, really, because the art subjects are more connected to humanities profiles, of course. But I know plenty of people who do a science profile and also have an art subject.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, it'd just be kind of sad to do science all day. That sounds
Also
kind of horrible.
for me, like, I have a science profile, but in fact I'm also studying 4 languages. So like almost half of my subjects are languages, and so it's you can do quite a bit, but you can't choose history. Because I could have done it as an art. I'm still sad that I didn't do that. Because like they're doing first final exam is First World War, and I also kind of know a lot about it. I'm really interested in it. Yeah, still sad.
World history is really interesting. Like right now I'm doing US history, which is cool too, but I like world history better. Like Yeah. Like I really like my favorite is probably like either learning about the world wars, or even though like whenever we learn about World War II, I cannot stop hearing like dun 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 dun, dun Hitler and sex.
Oh yeah.
Every single time. But I also really like learning about the French Revolution because that's interesting.
Yeah.
But
you know what's
yeah,
actually kind of funny? Like the French Revolution caused a lot of countries in Europe to lose their monarch.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's interesting.
Holland actually became a monarchy because of the French Revolution.
That is weird.
Before that we were a republic. But like Napoleon conquered Holland and put his brother on the throne here. And then people, for some reason, were like, yay, well, we actually like this whole king thingy. And then we had a king.
That's weird.
And he was called Willem. And then he had a son who was also called Willem. And then he had another son who was also called Willem. Oh no, like the son had a son. And then the third Willem had a daughter who he called Wilhelmina, which is basically the female version of Willem.
Very creative.
Yeah, also because like before the king we had people called stadhouders, which would translate to city holders, but they're like sort of the I don't know really if they were chosen, but the sort of the person. And then that was also like 5 Willems already. So like you've got Willem the First, second, third, Willem the Fifth. Let's start over again with another Willem the First, and a Willem the Third. And now we've got one who calls himself Willem Alexander because he doesn't want to be called Willem the Fourth, but he actually is. So yeah.
It just amuses me that like it just amuses me that like the ruler or whatever of Holland before was called Willem, and then Napoleon comes in, and then he's like, okay, we're gonna put another Willem on the throne.
No, he actually put his brother, who was called Lodewijk Napoleon, on the throne.
Oh, I got the mixed up.
And then and like during that sort of the original city holders just fled to England, and then later they came back to become kings here. But what actually is a really funny story about Lodewijk Napoleon is the fact that he wanted to learn Dutch because he was really excited about becoming king of something. So when he was traveling to Holland, he was studying Dutch, but he found out it was actually quite hard. So he wanted to we cut back a bit and wanted only to do a speech in Dutch, but hard as well. So in the end, he settled on just saying one line. Ik ben uw koning, which means I'm your king. But he misspoke and actually said, ik ben uw konijn, which means I am your rabbit.
So he's just like giving his like single. He's like giving his single line for his like king coming address, and he's like, "I'm your rabbit."
Yup.
Like, you had one line. That's great. Yeah, or yeah, I don't know. Like, that's just interesting, and Napoleon's interesting.
Yeah.
And there's just all those weird stories.
There's actually a bullet from a cannon from Napoleon stuff, which is still lodged in the wall of the church in my town.
Wow. So
Nobody
like they just
ever
left it
bothered
there?
to take it out. Yeah, they just left it there.
Is it like is it like a memorial thing, or are people just
No,
lazy?
there's nothing really around it, just like a little ball thingy. But like tourists are really excited about it, but it is unfindable if you don't know where to look, because there's no signs like this is Napoleon's bullet.
It's just the random bullet in the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. In some ways it's weird because like over here, nothing is older than I don't know, about 1860, because that's when people started like coming to the place where I live. So I mean, we can learn about older history, but nothing. I mean, before it was before about 1860, where I live, it was just sagebrush and a couple Native American tribes that didn't really live here. They just kind of passed through.
That's so weird.
Yeah, like I mean, it's normal, but it's just weird to think that in Europe, like everything. I mean, you have ruins from like I don't know. I was gonna say a million years ago, but like literally 2017 years ago. Like,
yeah,
that's just weird. Those are still standing because
that was like almost a year ago. I went to Rome, and there you've got like the normal old buildings everywhere, like the Colosseum, the Forum, everything. But if you take the train a little bit out of the city, you get to a village called Ostia Antica, and that the same thing as to Pompeii happened to that village, but it is better preserved. Like there are buildings which are still 2 floors high, and you can actually go in. It's so cool because you can still see the tiles on the floor and everything. It's really amazing. It's like
wow,
the Romans left yesterday.
that's just insane. It's like I mean, anything here is older. Like there's nothing older than I don't know 500 years. That's like the oldest thing that you could ever find in the Americas, if you want to look. I mean, aside from like ancient Mayan ruins.
Yeah.
It's just odd.
Well, if you go, you're here, like Holland for a long time, or what's supposed to be Holland was for quite a long time. Basically a swamp. The Romans literally wrote about Holland. We cannot imagine that any people would live here, so we're just gonna leave now. Bye.
They're just like, nobody lives here. Nope.
No.
Not possible.
It's just water. Anyway, so if you go more south, like to Italy and to Greek, you encounter like even more ancient things. But you got up in the north, you got the hunebeds, who are like great, like prehistoric graves, and that's like the oldest you can find here. Like buildings really like 1300. That's sort of when it starts. Because before that, just swampy stuff.
That's still really old.
Yeah,
1300s.
Not super,
Like,
super old.
like, wow. Yeah. I mean,
You know what I think is like one of the coolest things about one of the coolest buildings in Rome is the Pantheon.
mhm.
Um,
I've seen
it was built
pictures.
as I've been in there.
Hmm.
It's it was built as a Roman temple, but what I think is really cool that's actually it's actually still used, as a church today. It's over
Oh,
2,000
really?
years old, and it is still basically used for what it was intended for,
Wow.
and it has been all of that time. And I'm
So
like, whoa.
it's like the oldest church still in use. What do they worship in there though? Like,
I It's Catholic, but it
okay.
was pretty quickly after the Roman Empire had fallen. It was, taken over by Christians, and because of that, protected. That's also why it's not really a ruin. But what I mean
Mhm.
is, it was built as a place to worship a god, and that is still what happens there today. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I guess so. It's been in use for like 2,000 years at least.
Yeah, yeah, about 2,000 years.
Wow, it's just a long time. Like everything. I mean, I guess there's still. I've always kind of wanted to go like and see Central America because that's where um you can find like actually like older civilizations, and like aside from the giant mosquitoes, that's some like always been on my bucket list too. But yeah,
Yeah.
nothing here. Like the tourists here, we don't get very many tourists, but when they do come, they always just like walk up and down the river where I live, and it's just like, okay, I'm not exactly sure why you're here, but here's our nice river. Here's our nice like tiny old time westerny Wild West exhibition part of our city, and that's about it.
Mm. Like here we have the bullet. That's a very important thing, and we've got this statue of two sort of slightly Renaissance famousy politicians, and what's
Were they
pretty
actually
cool.
made in the Renaissance, though?
What?
Were they
Huh?
actually made in the Renaissance, though?
No, I don't know. The statue wasn't made in the Renaissance. It was just like they lived back then. Anyway, they sort of played a big, biggish role in Dutch history. But what's and they are from my city. And what's pretty cool is two people and like in one statue together, and one is sitting down and one is standing up. And we always tell the tourists that when nobody's looking, they switch places, and they believe it.
That's
It's
wonderful.
amazing.
I wonder how many of them are Whovians. Like, I wonder how many people you get just staring at them like, don't blink, not even once. Blink once and you're dead. Good luck. That's great, though.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
kind of well, we have this church which is actually really, really, really old. It's the oldest church in town, and we call it the New Church.
Okay.
We also have a really, really old street which we call the New Street, because that's how it works over here.
So, like, the name has just
It was
outlasted itself or something.
it yeah, and then you're like Nieuwstraat, which means New Street, built in the 1300s. I'm like, yeah, it was new 700 years ago.
Just like, yep, they were like, this is gonna be like the newest street. It's so great.
Yep.
I know we should name it New Street. Somebody's like, well, isn't that gonna be outdated someday? Nah, it'll be gone
Okay.
by then. We won't be using it.
And also, what's kind of touristy is we've got like this pretty old harbor in the city, which people visit and drunk people fall into.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
So
I remember that from like.
That's basically
Yeah,
it.
I remember about like the drunk people falling into canals things from like I don't know. I think it was mentioned on Blog Brothers at some point.
Yeah, that in Amsterdam that's actually quite a problem because like the British get stoned and then they want to piss in the canals and then they lose their balance and fall in and drown. And it's always the British.
Always the British. It's only the British that pee in canals.
Yes.
Just that's what the British.
It's also only the British that fall into the canals when they pee.
So, like even the people in Amsterdam that are like natives and they pee in the canals, they don't fall in. It's only the British.
Well, I think there are native Amsterdam people who pee in the canals, but yeah, no, they don't fall in. No.
They've heard too many stories about stupid British tourists falling in the
canals. Also, like, I don't know if you've seen that Vlog Brothers video, but there's one video in which John tells about that he and Henry go to the beach, and then Henry's like, we'll also like to dig holes. Germans! And that's like, John is sort of worried that his son is already picking up stereotypes when he's 3, and like a very, very Dutch stereotype. And I'm like, yeah, but it's true. They do. What's actually a pretty funny story is it has an explanation why we would think that, because in World War II the Germans built the Atlantic Wall, which was to protect the coast from the English. So there were all like landmines and barbed wire all over the beaches. And after the war, they had to clean it up. So the Germans were days on end digging holes in our beaches to dig up the landmines. And you would say, okay, it started then. Germans dig holes in beaches. Kind of make fun of them, everything. But the weird thing is they actually do. They actually bring life-size shovels and dig giant holes.
They just do that?
Like, yes. And then yeah.
I can understand that. I've done that before, like just go to a sand dune and be like, I've never been to a beach, so sand dunes will have to do. You look so horrified. I live in Idaho. I'm so landlocked.
Poor you.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but I've been to Bear Lake. It's on the border between Idaho and Utah. It's a fairly large lake. I've been there. It's kind of beachy. Only you can see the other side of the lake. But anyway, I can understand, like, continuing. I can understand why, like, there's a stereotype, and I can understand why Germans like to dig holes. The only thing that I don't understand is how 3-year-old Henry knew about it, because he's a 3-year-old that lives in Indianapolis.
Yeah, well,
I guess he's not 3 anymore.
When John went to Amsterdam for his book writing, Henry also went along.
I somehow got that all mixed up.
And then
I somehow got that all mixed up. I felt like,
he must have picked it up.
Just like heard some other little kids saying, "Oh yeah, Germans dig holes."
Yup. Why not?
Just like, okay.
I also have another really strange story because, like, it was 2010 when John was in Amsterdam. I don't know anymore. Anyway, back then I also went to Amsterdam with my grandma and my brother to walk around and visit a ship museum and things. Anyway, at one point I was just walking along a canal and I was trying to push my brother in, and my my grandma was taking pictures, and like not last Christmas, but the Christmas before that, she actually found those pictures in a box somewhere and was sort of like we were digging them up and making a selection because we've got this thing. Like I have a great aunt in Australia, and when we have a lot of family pictures we don't want anymore, we pick the ones we do want, and the rest we put in a giant box and ship to Australia. Anyway,
she just has all the family pictures that you don't want. That's funny. But continue.
Anyway, I found a picture of where I was just like just a classical, cute 10 and 8-year-old child next to a canal picture. But in the background there was something really, really strange and kind of familiar. So I just looked at it, and in the background was John.
What? That's so weird!
But like I was like Christmas, and I was just not super Nerdfightery yet. I didn't want to explain to my parents. I was like, oh, random picture. I just after I immediately freaked out. Anyway, now it is in Australia.
No! Crap. You'll have to like call your aunt and be like, hey, do you have that picture? Because you need to take a picture of that picture so I can send it. So I can send it to John and be like,
well, the whole story gets worse.
No.
This was the beginning. The next story is not really related. Also in that year, but in the summer, I went to a book market, and there I found a copy of The Fault in Our Stars. And I just opened it. I did not read. I hadn't read it. I was like, oh, I heard a lot of things about this book. Let's see. So I opened it, and it was like this sort of weird yeti shape and a weird fish. And I was just looking at it, and I was like, oh, it's 7 euros, and someone drew in it. And I don't know if I like this book. Let's put it back.
No!
Anyway, later I learned there is one
No!
copy of The Fault in Our Stars that is Yeti and Hanklerfished.
No!
And I had it.
You had it in your hand and it's gone forever. Oh my goodness.
7 euros away from me, and I put it back, and I have no idea where it is.
And I could have been a collector item. Like 80 years later, when people are like, "Oh, Nerdfighteria, I remember that." You're like, "Ha, I have this." It's now worth a gazillion dollars.
The Hanklerfished, only Hanklerfished copies already go for $80 on eBay.
And I bet the Yeti would have like racked up another $80.
And combined, that's one combined, one with both, one with Hanklerfish, Yeti, and signature. One.
Oh my goodness.
One.
Oh, one. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Like Hanklerfished, fish. Yeah. Well, I better. Fish, Yeti, Fault in Our Stars. I wonder if like somebody's taking a picture of it. I think. Yeti. I don't think anybody's found it. Like since you.
No,
I don't see it.
It's famously gone.
Oh my goodness.
There is, I believe there is a website which, and I found it, sometimes don't know if it's still up. There's a website on which someone keeps track of the locations of all, at least the Hanklerfished and the Yeti copies of The Fault in Our Stars, like which countries they're in, and sometimes also cities and stuff, what people wanted to tell about that copy. Anyway, the one with the Hanklerfish and the Yeti is quite famously not yet found. Oh no. Yeah,
It's probably sitting in a bookstore somewhere. Like, it's probably sitting in a retail bookstore in, like, I don't know, France or something, and nobody knows. Jeez, someday.
No.
That's really
And
weird. Like, you had it. Oh.
I had it. I had it. It was 7 years.
Like, the summer, like, so you weren't really a nerd fighter at that point?
No,
Or,
I was
like, you
like,
knew about them?
I just no, I the book was kind of a big deal,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
I knew that. I had heard people talking about the book, and I was like, oh, maybe. Then
Mhm.
later, when I was looking for books in the library to take on vacation with me, I was like, oh, let's borrow the Fault in Our Stars. Let's see what all this fuss is about. Literally,
Mhm.
I thought, and I'm read it. And I'm like, oh, author bio. Oh, links to websites. Let's look that up. And then I realized what I had done.
Ah, a photo and a book. I still think that you should like call your great aunt and be like, okay, now you have to search through all the family photos.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, today is reserved for my sponge collection. Nope. She
Does
has
she
a
actually?
collection of sponges
Oh,
in her
really?
back garden. She just uses a decoration. That's like what she does all day. She goes to the beach. She looks for sponges. She cleans the sponges. She puts them on a pile in her backyard and repeat.
Okay.
It's very important. Well,
Okay, so
it
wait, what
actually
you're saying is that
gets.
you're saying that you can go to the beach and find sponges randomly? Like,
If
is
you're in
that a thing?
Australia, if you're in Australia, I don't know.
So people just leave random sponges. Okay,
No, like
continue.
sponges are also like animals.
Oh, I thought you meant like washing sponges. Like,
No,
again,
like sponge.
my ignorance of the ocean is showing. Like, again, Bear Lake does not have sponges, and I've been there once.
Like the North Sea also doesn't have sponges. The North Sea just has jellyfish and sand.
Jellyfish and sand. Well, still more eventful. Let's see. Australian sponges.
Anyway, it sort of gets worsier a bit because, like, at the beginning of this month, we
Mm-hmm.
had ItCon Europe slash Amsterdam,
Yeah.
and that's about 150 kilometers away from my house. It's like 12 euros by train. It's maybe an hour and a half, and I didn't go because
Yeah.
it was like 3 days, and the first day I had Bio Olympiad stuff. The second
Yeah.
day I had smart peopley, let's give them foodie stuff.
Yeah.
And the third day I had Quidditch. And even before that, I was like, oh, it's expensive, and next year I can go volunteering, and I have a free public transport thing, and it won't cost me a thing, so I can go next year. So I'm going next year. And then it
Yes.
will be free.
Yes. Yes, I'm really hoping that I can go next year too. But not probably not Europe, but that would still be like really cool. Like any
How
VidCon
far
really.
is Anaheim?
Huh?
Where is Anaheim? I know it is in
It's
Anaheim.
Do you know where LA is? It's kind of near
No,
LA. Or I think it is anyway. I don't really
West
know.
Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. It's still like, I don't know, good 6 hours away from Idaho. Like,
That's
unless you
pretty far. Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty far.
It's just, I would have to go all the way down I-15, which is that big road that goes through Utah. Um, it's just,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I probably wouldn't take a plane if I went, but
Nah.
if I go, Anna, hi.
Oh, look!
We don't have sound.
You don't have.
Hello.
No sound. No sound.
Ah, crap! What did I do? I opened another window. Okay, that's what I did. I
I
pressed
don't know
wrong
what
button.
you did. You still there?
Okay, hi. Hang on.
Hello. You're late.
Hello.
Yeah.
How
hang
dare
on.
you? I'm gonna send you the angry video when we're done.
I deserve it. I can't. Oh no. I'm not. Okay. So what happened was we had some family friends who were visiting, and I was unaware of this, and so we went to dinner with them, and I was like, okay, well, we'll still be back in time. And then we kept not leaving, and we kept not leaving, and I was like, well, I can't, like, we haven't seen these people in like 2 years.
Oh. And you're just like, okay, I kind of have somewhere to be, but.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really a situation that I can explain.
No.
So, I'm here now.
But
What's been going on? What did I miss?
You missed all kind of cool stuff, like when my cat puked on the carpet.
And you missed our great conversation about gallium and its melting temperature, and, you know.
Oh, boy.
Just the various discrepancies between like Celsius and Fahrenheit, and how stupid Fahrenheit
terrible. Fahrenheit is terrible. Fahrenheit is a mistake.
Yes, don't use it. Ignore it.
Wait, do you use Celsius or Fahrenheit? Like.
Well, so in China we use the metric system because everywhere it uses the metric system.
Because it's
except for the U.S. and like Sierra Leone.
So I have the most very basic understanding of Fahrenheit, and I understand it enough to understand how little sense it makes.
Yeah. I still don't understand why we use it. The only place that we don't use Fahrenheit at my at school, for instance, is in
melting
science
point
class.
Of brine. Well, yeah. I mean, it's based on like brine. Like, why?
Brine? Because it was invented. I do know why. I do know who invented it. I believe it was like some French person before the Revolution, because Celsius, I believe, came out of the French Revolution or something like that. But and he was like, "Oh, I know. I'll just make this thing because we need a measuring system." It's completely arbitrary. There's no basis.
Isn't it based on like human body temperature?
No.
No, it's based on brine.
It's based on brine. Human body temperature is 98.7 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, like almost based on body temperature.
No, it's not. If you have 100 degrees, if you're at 100 degrees, then you have a fever. That's bad.
Whoa.
Water freezes at like 30.
32.
32. That's it. It makes no sense.
At least it's a whole number.
Whoa.
Water boils at 212.
A whole number. Well done.
That's a pretty low standard.
This is a really gratifying conversation, because usually when I complain about Fahrenheit to people over here in the US, they're like, "What? Are you want us to use Celsius? Celsius is stupid." I'm like,
this makes sense.
Zero boils at 100. What else would you use? Like water is like the thing.
Well,
of all of the things to base the temperature
Kelvin
scale on, what else
makes
would
even
you
more
use?
sense. Like,
what?
if the world
I
would
guess,
listen to me, then we would all use Kelvin, because it makes the most sense.
Yeah, it does, but
like,
then again, it's not very useful to. I guess, like, if people were raised in Kelvin, that would make more sense.
You get really big numbers really quickly, because like 273 is 0 Celsius, but
yeah,
it makes the most sense.
Yeah, it makes the most sense, like, in terms of things that actually won't become obsolete over time. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Fahrenheit or the Electoral College or any of... Ugh. The US is, like, just very arbitrary. It's great.
Well, what
Or pennies.
the US
Pennies.
the US
We can
actually
talk
has
about
the most
pennies.
the US actually has the oldest how do you call it?
Healthcare
Governing
system?
thingy. Yeah,
So
governing
I
thingy.
think what I'm gonna
Remember
do
that?
is I'm gonna stick. I deserve a
Government?
sad face.
Yeah.
I deserve
Yeah,
a
like
sad
your
face for being
system.
late. So I'm gonna put this on my forehead upside down.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
It's glorious.
Like,
So today we can just have lots of upside down smiley faces.
beautiful. Like I thought about spray painting my hair green, but then I realized I have to go somewhere this evening, and like the person who invited me specifically said, "Look normal."
Don't spray paint your hair green.
Oh, she said, "Look normal," and then we were like with a group because like it's Quidditch, and she was inviting the whole team, and like she was looking at me, was like, "No ugly hats," and she was like, "No giant army bag you can literally fit in."
Oh wow.
Just like pointing out all our weaknesses. And like, act normal. My colleagues are gonna be there. I have to act like I have normal friends. Please, please don't kill each other.
I'm not normal. I don't...
So, yeah,
Wait, but I do have this... I'm very proud
Oh,
of
your
this
shirt is
t-shirt.
cool. Your shirt
Yay!
is cool.
I actually made it. I posted on the
Oh.
chat a while ago. But I actually did it, and it's a thing. But I do wish that my school
You know
had
what?
Quidditch
You know
team,
what?
though.
I made this shirt too. I made the shirt that I'm
What?
wearing. It says
What
this
does
is
it
my
say?
T-shirt.
Oh, that's funny.
This is my T-shirt.
This is my
Wow.
t-shirt.
It's my T-shirt. I'm very proud.
That's wonderful.
It was like, this was like, I think I did it, I think I had the idea for it like 2 years ago. And then I made it like about 1.5 years ago because I was just like, I want a shirt with a teacup on it because I drink a lot of tea. And then, you know, when I was searching for that online, I searched for T-shirt, and then I was like, T-shirt, T-shirt.
It's beautiful.
That's the entire story.
It's beautiful. Well, that's roughly how I got the name of the YouTube series I made about quantum mechanics, because the series is called Quant. And I was like, I got my whiteboard, which I was using for filming, and I was like, I'm just gonna write quantum on this really big. So I got to the T, and I was like, name.
Quad.
Yes.
Yeah, and what the cool thing is, like, that also became the title of the thing I wrote about it, and that name is gonna go on my diploma. It's gotta be on there. There's gotta be a bad pun on my diploma. I'm like,
That's fantastic.
yes, this is
That's
good.
a beautiful story.
That's great. It's like my YouTube channel. It's called Mental Barf. And it's like a creative writing thing, because I had a creative writing class, and I don't know. I really like the teacher, so we were just kind of talking, because I'm really friendly with the teacher. And he's like, yeah, you've just got to start writing. You can't just stop. You've just got to stop hesitating. And I'm like, yeah, just mentally barf out all your thoughts onto the paper. And so, yeah, that was born.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty great. The username that I use for stuff is straight up just like, okay, so when I was redecorating my room, when I was going into middle school, I had been reading Guardians of Ga'Hoole, and so I was super into owls. I was like, owls are like my thing. And so I was like, when I redecorate my room, I want it to be owl themed. And so
I could
we
see
started
in the
out,
background.
and we were just was just like, you know, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to middle school and like growing up and like getting rid of a bunch of stuff. I just like was redecorating my room, and then I was like, okay, so my new room I want it to be owl themed. And so we got all this owl stuff. We were like, oh, there's some owl stuff. And so, you know, you can see, like, even behind me, there's the owls over there. And there's more of those wall stickers and my curtains. I'm not going to show you my room because it's really messy. But there's owls on the curtain, so you can take my word for it. And then there's, like, this thing is on my bookshelf. And then, like, even just, like, on my bookshelf, there's this thing. There's these that came from my, like, grandparents' house. There's this thing that's hanging. There's these two that a friend gave me. And this was the thing, was that people were like, oh, Anna likes owls. Owls are a thing. And so to this day, I receive presents and people are like, I heard you like owls, so I bought this thing. Like, there was a time when I had like 6 of the same necklace because people saw it because it had an owl on it and they bought it for me.
Whoa.
And so, you know, but that was like the thing.
I had a similar thing with tiny windmills. I once bought one tiny windmill.
It's so bad.
And then people were like, oh, you must like windmills.
That's even funnier than owls. Because it was like right after I did that, owls started showing up on everything, and so they were everywhere.
And you're like, you know what? Maybe I don't like Guardians of Ga'Hoole so much.
Tiny windmills.
Like, okay.
Yeah. So my username became, I was like, well, Tyto is like the genus title of barn owls. And then I was reading Homestuck at the time. I must have been like 12 or 13. And, you know, with the Homestuck, the username, they're like the pester handles or whatever, it would be like, they're kind of intentionally like all very obtuse and like, you know, you've got like ecto, one of them is like ectobiologist and like tiniest testified, and it's all just very intentionally kind of difficult to parse. And he sort of, and then you have like the one word and then the capitalized and the other word. And so the handle that I came up with was ginger soda and then Tyto, because I really like ginger ale at the time. Now I don't even like ginger ale that much anymore. It's not, I mean, I like it, but it's not like my favorite soda, but it was just like ginger soda and then Tyto because I was and so it just kind of stuck. Like the whole owl thing just kind of stuck. And I'm like, well, it's a thing at 12 or 13, and I guess it's just a thing now.
Just like, you know, that's you. You like owls.
You know what? I got backed into this corner, and I guess I'm just gonna sit in it.
What's also quite strange that like before, like also like a bit during, but also before, like people thought I liked windmills. I was really, really obsessed with dinosaurs, but nobody ever got me like those toy dinosaurs. Nobody ever did. Nobody got me books about dinosaurs. I was excited about that. I was showing people like, look at this awesome dinosaur I drew / I know things about it. Like all of it. I have fossils of dinosaurs somewhere. Yeah, I have fossils of dinosaurs, and nobody ever caught me a dinosaur. Just got me a windmill. Because apparently
Livestream is brought to you by lack of punctuality and many, many windmills.
Also brought to you by disappearing galleon spoons that you, like, I guess you missed that part of the conversation, but a prank is, there's this prank where you, make galleon spoons and then, like, serve tea with them, like, to guests, but then, like, they are, like, horrified as the spoon dissolves in their teeth, so... Yeah, also, this live stream is also brought to you by disappearing galleon spoons.
Oh wait, have you guys seen those like chocolate spoons that you can get? Like they're just like either one-time use like stirring spoons, and they're chocolate, so it's just like a thing that you eat as you use it.
That's
And
beautiful.
I guess it's
And you
nice.
also,
It's
like,
it's pretty neat.
whatever you're drinking sort of becomes chocolatey.
But my
That sounds
mom,
amazing.
like, yeah, no, I mean it's like a cool thing. But my mom bought those one time, and then she like took them. I guess she must have bought them in the U.S. and brought them back here, and they were just broken into many, many, many pieces, and it was kind of sad.
Yeah.
And obviously, that's the sort of thing you can't use if it's broken. So I guess we just ate them. I don't really remember. I just
Wow,
remember
that's
being
good.
like,
Anyway.
oh, it's unfortunate.
Anyway, look what I found.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's
a nice
a little
book.
notebook. I covered in wet white paper, but in this book I just randomly gathered weird quotes I overheard in at school, like everywhere.
Oh, that's funny.
Pretty cool. Let's see if I can find. Oh, they're all in Dutch, so I'm gonna translate. No, just randomly, I covered the name. It's like a quote from my physics teacher. Just no. Let's find another one. That one wasn't particularly funny. I know that.
Is
But,
it just me, or am I not getting this audio very well?
Oh, it could also be that I'm not making any sense. Anyway, this one's a bit better. I know that, but he bribed them with pizza.
I know
was,
that, but
that was the janitor about my chemistry teacher. If you divide by zero, the world will
That's my
end.
response to everything. I know that, but he bribes them with pizza.
It was actually true because like there was sort of a problem because there weren't enough students to help in the chemistry lab with the open day. So the chemistry teacher bribed them with pizza. She literally told them, "If you come help me, I will get you a pizza."
That's basically how my school works. Yeah.
She didn't actually get the pizzas. She sort of forced the drama teacher, who also gave pizzas to his students, to give pizza to them. So the drama part and the chemistry part are like the biggest events on the open day. So everybody else wasn't supposed to get a pizza, but we, like the rest, like me, because I wasn't doing anything with chemistry or drama, but I was at the open day. We were expecting a pizza, and the janitor was so someone was complaining to the janitor, like, why do we have to buy so many pizzas? Like, for all these people, like, what is this? And she responded with like, yeah, I know that, but she bribed them with pizza. That was like her explanation, and that I overheard that in the hall.
This is beautiful.
This
is beautiful.
So no spaghetti bolognese for the Romans. Like with that sign, that was my Latin teacher explaining to us that spaghetti was not a thing that Romans ate.
Why did you have to explain that? I mean, we didn't even have tomatoes.
Probably we think that tomatoes and potatoes and things like that are also European things. Like, they're so ingrained in our culture, we cannot imagine they weren't there before, like, the Columbian exchange. Anyway, what's really weird about this quote?
I live in Idaho. This is like the world capital of potatoes, except the rest of the world thinks that the world capital of potatoes is Ireland, except potatoes are not native to Ireland. They're native to Idaho.
You know what's a pretty weird thing? Holland is actually the 5th export country of the world when it comes to potatoes.
What's the first? 1 minute.
The first is probably the US or China, but we are the 5th.
China.
I don't know if you've seen Holland on a map, but we're tiny.
Your Hank and John episode. They talked about potatoes.
Yeah, they did talk about the potatoes, and they're like, well, like Hank knew about Idaho because he lives in Montana, which is very close.
Yeah.
And so
Anyway,
it's
what
like,
is the weird thing? What the weird thing is about this spaghetti quote that I put it right on the the world is on the wish granting factory, like that deeply thoughtful stuff, spaghetti.
thoughtful stuff.
The world's not a wish granting factory, and the Romans didn't get spaghetti. Oh man.
Mhm.
So I guess that works as an argument with some basic
I
connective
also
logic.
copied the whole
Yeah. Like
entry about Vogon spaceships.
Vogon spaceship.
From the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Ah,
In this,
that was fun.
I copied the whole quote. It's
That's
in here.
wonderful.
No, guys, I have a friend who have you guys seen V for Vendetta?
No.
Oh, well, there's this part in towards the beginning of the story where the character V is introduced with this extraordinarily long monologue in which almost every single word starts with V. It's really fantastic, and he memorized the entire thing. Like, he can just stand up and say, I'm gonna find that thing, and you guys, we're all gonna watch it together.
Anyway, my book, I don't know, gravity, the thing like Volversnelling, well, basically you've got like 9.8 meters per second is the how fast things accelerate.
Yeah.
That. Anyway, the specific one in Holland is also in this book. It's 9.81. It's also in here. Yeah.
And the little things.
Cold is an emotion, and emotions you can repress or suppress, or nah. My history teacher, when we were complaining about the fact that the window was open.
What?
Cold is an emotion. Shut up.
Cold is a...
I don't know. I don't care if it's freezing outside and it's windy and your notebook is literally flying across the room because the wind caught it. That window stays open.
Cold is an emotion.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You're like, our cheese tastes like cheese because it is cheese. Domino's.
Oh,
This
wow.
is like Hank Green out of context. It's hilarious.
All right. So the text of this monologue reads. Wait, nope, it just disappeared. There it came back. Voila, in view, a humble vaudevillian veteran cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and I can't even say that, the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta held as a votive, not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this I cannot say that word, but it also begins with V of verbiage, veers most verbose. So let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Wow.
Whoa.
He can say that whole thing just from memory.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I can sing the Element song.
I can
That's
too.
antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, ammonium, nickel, nitrogen, neptunium, uranium, iron, lithium, helium, uranium, rubium, zirconium, titanium, antimony, acid, uranium, gold, platinum, and gallium, and iron, thorium, thulium, and thallium. That's yttrium, terbium, actinium, rubidium, boron, aluminum, iridium, strontium, silicon, sodium, beryllium, and barium. That's holmium, helium, hafnium, mercury, francium, thorium, manganese, mercury, molybdenum,
Mercury, lithium, magnesium, dysprosium, scandium, cerium, cesium, lead, praseodymium, platinum, plutonium, palladium, promethium, potassium, polonium,
cadmium, calcium, chromium, curium. That's sulfur,
totally not even
berkelium,
saying the
arsenic,
same parts at the same
cyanide,
time
aluminum,
right now.
argon, vaccine, iron, carbon, chlorine, tungsten, and sodium.
That was great, you guys.
You can do it a lot
singing
faster
together.
than I can.
You were kind of singing together, but
yeah,
like, I
but
can't.
you can do it. Sandra can do it a lot faster than I can. I used to be able to do it that fast, but I can't. I physically can't make the words happen that quickly with my mouth.
Well, like
I
if
don't
you
know,
do them quickly enough, nobody will hear that you mess up at least half of them.
That's like my philosophy with the
that's
cello.
true.
But
That's
yeah,
true.
I don't know. I can rap 21 Pilot songs, and that's
also
about it.
sort of do Nations of the World.
That's pretty solid, though. That's a pretty great talent.
The
Pretty
Animaniacs
good skill to
theme.
have.
The United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominica, Cuba, Caribbean, Guinea, El Salvador, Puerto Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, Chile, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bahamas, Brazil, Guam, Uruguay, Uruguay, Suriname, France, Norway and Sweden, Iceland, Finland, and Germany now in one piece. Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey, and Greece, Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman,
Yes.
And then,
I know exactly that country. Whoa. I'm very familiar with it. We have a summer home there. It's beautiful. The weather's not great, but it's just got a lot of sentimental value.
The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, Portugal, France, and Denmark and Spain. Like that part is important because it has the Netherlands in it. Sorry. Like I don't care about.
What did you think of Hank's video? What did you think of Hank's video of him visiting Amsterdam?
Oh, that was hilarious. He's just like squeezing strangers' bikes. I still think it's insane that he managed to pull that off. Like, guys, edit my video for me.
No, nobody cares about those bikes. You don't know how many bikes there are in Amsterdam, and a lot of them are not even owned by people anymore. And
oh yeah, he was just like, yeah, this one is definitely just been abandoned.
Yeah,
my favorite
well,
part
you
was
shouldn't
the part
say
with the
that
pigeon.
because some people like myself actually like their tires a bit flat because it's more comfortable. You know, when a Dutch bike is not owned by anybody, when there are actually bends in the wheels and the saddle is missing or the sort of stuff coming out of it. Like if it's physically impossible to bike on it, then it's probably alright. But you still don't know.
It could just be somebody's bike. I mean, actually, that'd be interesting to like go to Amsterdam and then just like find abandoned bikes and then make your own bike out of all those abandoned bikes. That'd be cool. Just like,
well, they're basically all locked. Like if your bike gets abandoned, in Amsterdam, you probably have a pretty good lock because it means that that abandoned bike actually stood there for a while before it was a wreck and nobody stole it. So it is probably locked really well because otherwise it is gone.
Wire cutters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just very large wire cutters.
Yeah,
no,
the police will be like, excuse me, what the heck are you doing? Are you stealing bikes? Come with us.
Yeah.
No, here
that's a bad idea.
It's so hard to keep a bike. Like our bikes are so awful. Like they're just like secondhand bikes from teachers who left, because if you have a nice bike, it's not even worth it because it's so likely to get stolen that you don't even want to take it anywhere. Like, there's just no point having a nice bike. But what we have here, actually, that's sprung up in the last few months that's awesome is there's just bikes everywhere. Like, they're just these, like, they've got a bunch of different brands, but the big ones are, like, there's these orange bikes and these yellow bikes. And the orange ones are called Mo bikes, and I don't know, the other brand is, like, OFO or something like that. And you get an app on your phone, and you, like, register and you pay a deposit, and then you can scan the QR code on the bike to unlock it, and it'll just unlock. And then you bike to wherever, and then when you just want to get, and it costs 1 RMB for each ride. And then when you're done with the bike, you just lock it back and, like, just leave it on the street, and then someone else can come along and scan the QR code and take it.
That's
wow,
pretty
that's
cool.
actually really cool. Yeah,
It's
that's
awesome.
a really good idea. I mean, like, I wish that's like just wow, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, like, here,
it's so convenient.
Yeah, I mean, here there wouldn't be much use to have it because, I mean, like I said, I live in Idaho, and for one thing, bikes don't really get stolen very often. For another thing, I live in, like, suburbia, so there's not really any point in having, like, a bunch of bikes everywhere because, you know, like, it's not a big city, and traffic's really not that bad. It's just
but also, like, the things aren't close enough to bike a lot of the time and all that. But here it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's super convenient.
Like, for within the city and the sort of general area, you know, biking is awesome here. Like bicycle paths, and also, like, to school. I don't know how exactly that happens in other countries, but here everybody goes by bike. There's this huge bike parking lot with, like, over 1,000 bikes in it next to every second.
Yeah, that's
here we just take the bus, or people have their drivers. Like, because a lot of people on expat packages have drivers, and they have, like, it's like the driver car. It's just like a Buick minivan.
Here, I don't know. I get around, like, almost everywhere with my bike, but I'm, like, one of the weird ones because, okay, you see, the driving age here is literally, you can start taking driver's ed at 14 and a half.
Wait, really?
I'm just lazy. Yeah, because we're a farming community, even though we're not even more.
Right.
It's an old holdover from a long time ago when people had to, like, teenagers had to be able to drive because, you know, they had to help on the farm.
Yeah.
So, I could have been driving for, like, a year now at least. Like, I could have finished with driver's ed, but no, I could have been, like, for 2 or 3 years maybe. I don't know. I don't want to do the math, but
because I started driver's ed when I was 15, because in the U.S. where we're in South Carolina, in a small like, college town, and I started driver's ed. And it's actually right here. I'm not gonna really show it because but I have my South Carolina learner's permit that expired. It expired on July 13th, 2016. This beautiful card that, like, never. I started learning to drive, and I broke my aunt's tire, and they were like, "Yeah, can you, like, not learn to drive in our cars?"
Like, here, you can start doing your theory when you're 16 and a half, and then you can start practical classes and everything at 17, and then you can pass your practical exam at 17 and a half. So get an official license, and then I don't know when you can do your theory exam, but I think that's either 16 and a half as well, or 17. And then if you have your driver's license but you're not yet 18, you are not allowed to drive alone. Instead, there always has to be a person who is not a beginning driver anymore sitting next to you whenever you drive. So, and I think you're a beginner driver for 3 years after you got your license.
Mhm.
Also, you're
Jeez.
not allowed to drive abroad, not allowed to drive a rental car, none of that. So it's really only very specific what you can do before you're 18. And I'm like,
Jeez.
that's not worth it for me. So I'm 17
Well,
and a
it's
half and a month and
yeah.
a day. So I could technically be allowed to drive, and like it would be sort of useful for me to have a driver's license, because I'm, but like now for the first time ever, because this summer I'm going to Oslo with friends and we're gonna drive, and it would be nice if we all three would be allowed to drive. But the problem is I can't drive abroad, and none of those friends are not beginning drivers anymore, and so
Oh.
they're both beginning drivers. So I wouldn't be allowed to drive anyway. So I'm gonna get my driver's license probably never, because when I turn 18, I get free public transport because I'm gonna be a student, and then
Oh
I
yeah.
will have that for like 5 years, and I'm like, why
Yeah.
even bother?
Not really any point.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
mean
here-
Driver's
I
license
need
are
to learn how to
expensive.
drive. I straight just like need to, because I mean, if I was in the US and like our hometown, I would have learned to drive, when I was 15, and I would have got my license pretty much as
Mhm.
soon as I turned 16. So I would have been driving for nearly 2 years, same as you. Could have been driving, but I guess
Yeah.
you didn't. But like I definitely
Well,
would have been driving for nearly 2 years. I guess, yeah.
yeah,
But
like
because it's so hard to do anything for yourself if you can't drive. Like that's what I've really discovered when I'm in the
yeah.
US in our town.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's kind of like the thing about living here is that I really do need to get my driver's license bad, because there's no public transport in my town, because it's a small town. I mean, it's not like super
mhm.
small. It's the second largest city in Idaho. So but that's
Oh
not really saying
yeah,
much.
no, we're just a college town.
Yeah. No, it's not a college town even. It's built around the Idaho National Laboratory. That's why it's a town. That's why it's a place. But the thing is that there's like everybody gets around by car. That's like really the only way to get places. Except for me, I just ride my bike everywhere, and
Yeah,
I
that's
have my cello
pretty nice.
sometimes. How do I get my cello on my bike? Oh, I just put it in the bike trailer and I belt it in, and
Same,
I take it to
have just
school.
like one of these backpacky things.
No,
Like,
no,
here,
my cello does have that, but it would be really dangerous
yeah,
on bike.
nah.
Yeah, like it
I've
would.
seen someone with like a base. I don't know how you call that.
They were riding a bike with a base?
Yes.
Oh, no! No! There's nothing worse than the
I've
sound
seen
of like.
people ride a bike with a couch.
What?
No.
That's better than the musical instruments. Couches are better than musical instruments. I'm very paranoid about like instrument safety. Like,
No, but like here you get, the like recycling men and stuff. You see these people on their bikes, and they've got their bike, and in the back they've got, the cart that's attached to the bike, and then just like at least the height of like 6 people worth of like styrofoam or paper, like it's or plastic bags, like it's incredible.
oh my
I
goodness.
gotta find, I have pictures, I'm sure I have a picture somewhere,
Well,
and you just get used to it, but every now and then you see a person, you're like, that person has a lot of styrofoam on the back of their bike. Like
I
that's
once saw somebody who was, biking and reading a broadsheet newspaper. Just like holding it
oh my
with 2
gosh.
hands
The Amsterdam, I
reading.
guess?
You couldn't see his face. He couldn't see the road.
What a world we live in.
No, that's hilarious because that would be like so weird here. I feel like I'm not alone because like you should see the looks I get like riding down the road with my cello in the bike trailer. Like I'll just be riding down. Have you ever, you know me, me and you so happy together. It's that song. It's that old song by the Turtles. Do 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 do
Oh.
do 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 do. Okay, the piano guys, I don't know if you know them, but they're like a cello piano duo. They did an arrangement of that, like only it was like the cellist and his cello walking around everywhere, and that song was just playing. I hear that every time because I'm just like riding down the street and like, you know, I ride up next to a car and they're like, "What the heck?"
Well,
just like, "Yep, I'm normal."
Here we have a specific bike trailery carty thingies for dogs.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You can just put the dog in the thing, and then you can take your dog along when you go ride your bike. But what you could also do, if you've got a slightly different one of those cart thingies, is put 2 kids in it. So, for example, you have 4 kids, and you have to go somewhere by bike. So you put 2 kids in the cart thingy, one on the front and one on the back of your bike. And you're good to go.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Yep.
It's common. It happens.
You get here no, like people on motorbikes have like you get like 6 people on a motorbike is really pretty standard. Here, wait, let me see. I'm just gonna share my screen. This one, yeah. Just like stuff like this.
Whoa.
It's you're just
That's
like you
really
see
weird.
it.
How many
No,
wheels
like
does that?
no,
Does
see,
this
so
thing
okay,
have?
so like
Oh,
this
it
amount.
has 2 wheels on the back. That's cheating.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I mean it's a cart, but it is
It's a
just a
stability
lot
thing,
of.
I guess.
But see,
Just
okay,
like a
so
tricycle.
that's like the amount where I would actually maybe stop and try to take a picture, but you know, most of the time you don't even really see it. You just are like this amount. I would just be like, oh yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I wouldn't even blink honestly. Like this is like, oh yeah, that's completely normal. I probably wouldn't even notice.
I'm just imagining what would happen if I did that, like, in my city. Like, I'd get even weirder looks. That's... Wow.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of pictures on my phone of just, like, when people went by, and I was like, huh, that's a slightly larger amount than usual. Gotta try to take a picture of it.
Jeez. Like, wow, that's just... I guess that is efficient because they're not, like, pumping fossil fuels into the air while they're recycling.
It's
that's good,
it's
yeah.
pretty, it's pretty, you know, it's how people make their living. It's just funny, you know. No, you know what was hilarious is I was watching a vlog of Evan Edinger in Tokyo because a bunch of, you know, he and like Dodie Clark and several people went to Tokyo, I guess a few weeks ago now, and I'm so used to living in Asia, and you have squat toilets, like it's just a thing, like it'll just be like, it's like a little oval in the floor, and you squat and you pee or you do your business or whatever, and you flush it and you leave, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's another kind of toilet. Sometimes they're really gross, but also sometimes gas station bathrooms in the US are really gross. Like, it just happens.
Yeah.
Bathrooms get gross. And like, I guess, you know, I've always been aware that sometimes people are uncomfortable with it and they haven't grown up with it like I have. But it was so funny because I was just watching his vlog, and at one point he goes into the bathroom, and you could see he like got out the camera in the bathroom. He was just like, guys, I'm in the bathroom and I don't know what's happening. There's just a whole, like, you know, he's struggling, like, what am I supposed to do?
That's hilarious.
I don't understand. And that was so funny. It was so
He's
funny.
like, help, help, help.
I was like, I know. It's like, what do I just squat?
He's just like, he like?
It's so funny to see that where it's like you don't even realize like how foreign things are until something like that happens.
Yeah, like. Yeah, that is weird.
You're just so entrenched in your own experience, you know.
Yeah, it's like the Fahrenheit Celsius thing. Like whenever I
Oh,
complain
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
I should tell you guys a really funny thing. Like we've got Queen's Day, which is now King's Day. In the Netherlands, it's sort of a national holiday, and the thing, what you basically do is, John actually made a video about if you dress up in orange and then you go to the free market and buy stuff you don't want, and then you get drunk. That's basically it in short. Anyway, Queen's Day used to be on the 30th of April, so tomorrow. But now we have a king, and he moved the day to the 27th, so 2 days ago. Anyway, many like travel guides and stuff the change was like 4 years ago. Anyway, if you've got an old travel guide, the 30th is still in that guide,
Gosh.
and so every year on the 30th there are sad orange tourists in Amsterdam just walking around.
Just walking around like, where are all the orange people?
What is this? Like, yeah, that was 3 days ago. You're late. Bye.
Sad orange tourist.
And there are people who specifically go to Amsterdam on the 30th to look at the sad tourists.
That's so funny.
So
It's like a thing.
The sad orange tourists are now
Like, there's like the tourists who go to Amsterdam and they specifically are like orange, and then there's the people who go specifically to look at the people who specifically went to be sad and orange.
the tourists are a tourist attraction.
That's so funny. They like created an event of like gawking at oh, that's great.
This live stream, I mean, is brought to you by sad orange tourists and people who are tourists to watch the sad orange tourists.
Oh man.
I wonder if this is
One of my good friend's birthdays. My best friend's birthday is the 27th of April, so I guess she shares that day with Unsad Orange Tourist Day, and also
and
just Orange Natives.
And the Dutch King.
And the Dutch King.
He turned 50 2 days ago. I hate him.
Happy birthday. Not happy birthday, never mind.
Nah, I don't really
sad
have,
orange birthday.
I could rant about the fact that the whole royal family is fake and they should all leave and go back to England or something, but nah, not today.
Yeah,
that just make me angry, and I don't want to be angry.
I feel the same way about the government in the U.S., but I don't want to talk about that. So
yeah, let's not talk about it.
That
Let's
will
talk
leave
about
in 4 days. We have been stuck with these idiots for over 200 years. I said days. Yeah, I mean 4 years. You know, they will be
4
gone.
days. Wouldn't
there
that be nice?
forever.
Are you sure you're not a prophet of any sort? Because that's a prediction that I could get behind.
Yeah, I hope so. Because like the news here will be less like, oh my god, Trump said a thing. Let's be smart about it. No, don't. That's basically the news here. But like,
your president.
Every fucking tweet.
Well, there's a reason for that. He can't be trusted with his own Twitter account.
President. I don't want to know.
We don't want to know either.
I don't want to know. I live in the US and I don't know.
The pond.
I'm gonna be old enough to
with healthcare and roads and sensible, non-fascist people.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be old enough to vote in less than 6 months, and I'm just like, what is time? What is the concept of existence?
The concept of existence. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm the next friggin' midterm election thingy thing is gonna be a person who votes in that. Oh. No, but like, so this the family friends we were visiting with, they have a son who is, I think, 12 or 11 or 7 or something. I don't know what ages are. I think he's 12. Anyway, he was so fascinated by the idea that I was born in the previous century. He's like, "You were born in the 20th century," and I was like, "Yeah, it was like a couple of months before the next century." Just how time works. He was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Uh-huh."
It's like, yeah, like every.
I'm already old enough to feel myself becoming irrelevant.
Yeah, like anybody over the age of like about 17, they were born in the 20th century.
Well, what's kind of funny,
and the world didn't end when all
school.
the computers had to switch to having 3 zeros in the year.
Oh, I remember that.
Wasn't a thing.
Well, no, I don't remember that. I'm kidding. I wasn't alive at that point.
I'm aware of that.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I was 3 months
I was
old.
alive, barely.
Anyway.
I was not born.
Anyway, at my school we have this sort of fake superiority over the people who are born in this century. Like, we feel way more important, and next year when we leave, the whole secondary school will be poisoned.
Just no more 20th century people.
Just like happened to primary school. It's already absolute shit because they're only people from this century. Oh my god, it's so bad.
That's funny.
It's like
But for me, I'm just like, wow, I can already feel myself becoming irrelevant. I mean, to be fair, the demographic I'm becoming irrelevant to is one that I don't really care about. But it's a thing that's happening. I can feel myself already like, wow, I never had an iPad when I was a child. I still remember when computers looked like washing machines.
Yeah, I do too. Like, I had one of those.
I know what a VHS tape is.
Yes, I love VHS
because I
tapes.
used to use them.
We still have like 30 Disney VHSs like sitting in our basement. Like, it just makes me kind of happy, honestly. Even though our VHS player is broken, sadly.
Yeah.
I have a whole pile of like Windows 95 software on CD-ROMs, and there I have tapes of music stuff. It's just laying there, and like I
have this random miniature cassette tape that, like, I don't even know what this is. Someone asked me what was on it, and I was like, I don't know, because I have no way of playing it. I don't even know what this is. Like, it
isn't it just that's a music,
but it's
thingy.
tiny.
Yeah, actually, I have a thing right here that could play that. Look. Don't know if you can see that.
Wait,
it's right there.
Tiny cassette. Like, what is a tiny cassette tape? We have a cassette player, but this cassette is not the size of a cassette. It's tiny.
It's like you put it into this, and then like it open. Then you close it, and then if this was plugged in, I don't know. I got it from a pawn shop because I wanted something to be able to listen to my audiobooks with, but that was cheap. So yeah, I have that. I never use it, but.
We have a cassette player, but it's a micro cassette, and anyway, I don't even know where this came from, so it just kind of sits here on my bookshelf with my Instamatic camera and my Pokemon Ruby Game Boy game that I have no means of playing anymore. Actually, I guess I still have my DS Lite probably somewhere, which can technically play it, but it doesn't actually work because the save file just corrupts as soon as you get to like the second round.
We have people in the chat.
Oh,
wait,
there
really?
are people in the chat? Oh, hi!
Yes, we have 5 people who are watching, which means that at least 2 of them are not us.
Yeah!
Yay!
This chat, or this live stream, whatever this is, it's brought to you by people who aren't us. Thanks for being
Actually,
here.
it literally is brought to people who aren't us because, otherwise, like, the point of the live stream is kind of
just a
defeated.
video call. It's just a video call that people could publicly view if they so chose.
Yep.
Yes, so people in the chat, thank you.
Does anyone know where Matt is?
No,
Yeah.
I've seen
Is
his
he just
vlogs
kind of
lately.
MIA?
He is in the chat.
Oh, he is?
Just woke up.
Hey, polka
Oh.
dots. Hi. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, I don't know. Over here,
So I
I
guess
can't understand that because it's 8:28. In the morning. I woke up at 5 so as to like make sure I was on time.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, usually
it was just a reasonable
it's like no, but for me, it's like of course, the one time was actually a regular normal time for me. I couldn't actually be there in the beginning because I had to like hang out with the 12-year-old who like he asked me if I had become emo, and I was like, I just wanted to bang my head violently into a wall. Like of all of the high school stereotypes,
Ugh.
emo I find the most just like, oh, stop saying words.
I know. I just like. I mean, there shouldn't even be stereotypes. I'm just sick of that. Like.
I was like, you're 12, you don't even understand what that means.
You see, the problem is that, like, with middle schoolers, or, like, when I was in middle school, the thing that I found the most is that people, like, had this idea of what middle school was supposed to be like, this idea of what teenagers were supposed to act like, but then they succeeded too well at acting like teenagers. So,
it's just...
like, they just... like, did a really good job of acting like stupid Disney teenagers. That's like where most of the drama in middle school came from.
Middle school's like when you are 12 and 13?
Yeah, 12 to 14, generally.
12 to 14. Oh, yeah. Well, here what we have is like you go to secondary school from 12 to 18.
Yeah.
So, when did the stream start, like, and how much time is left?
We have
that's a question for someone who was here when it began.
We have about half an hour. Anyway, so like,
really?
But like those first 2 years of secondary school are so sad, and like
middle school is the worst. Middle school.
You've got like a specific school for that sadness.
You don't know what you're doing. No one else knows what you're doing. You don't know what anyone around you is doing.
You desperately try to be cool and you fail.
And it's like no one likes like thinking about their 11, 12, 13, especially 14-year-old self. Like it's just so when you get to the stage where you can look back and just be like, just cringe until you cry. It's like gold star for emotional maturity. But it's awful to be 17 and be like, I know that my future self is going to hate my present self, but I don't have enough actual maturity to do anything about it, but I'm just aware.
Yeah.
It's just like, I know that my stupid behavior patterns are going to be a great cause of shame for my future self, and also probably a lot of regret when it comes time to study for my IB exams, and I'm like, wow, you should have made notes.
Well, yep.
That says that middle school was the awesomest because that's when I got into FCCLA. Sorry, no cringing here. I'm very jealous.
No, stop. Myself in middle school is like the worst human.
I was just a very insecure little jelly bean. I mean, I still kind of am I still kind of am an insecure little jelly bean, but like it was bad.
Like what my
I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, my problem really was like, because of sort of a registration error or something, like a long time ago. I went to primary school when I was 3, so I went to secondary school when I was 11, and all the other people were like a year older than me.
Oh.
But it was not like because I skipped the class, or skipped the year. I just started the
You
year
just
earlier.
got in
Yeah.
early, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't actually know what happened. Anyway, because of that, I was very, very much not yet puberty being
Oh, yeah.
potato.
A puberty,
I was like-
not yet puberty potato. It's
No, I was still a
That's like
pre-pubescent
a finished
potato.
inside out.
I was like, I want
What's
to play with Legos.
puberty?
this live stream is brought to you by pre-puberty potatoes.
Prepubescent potatoes. Basically just plant roots.
Anyway, I was like,
No.
I just want
but-
to play with Legos. Leave me alone.
No.
That was pretty much me.
Yeah, I mean, no, but this kid, it was so funny because at one point I was like, I like got my phone out and he was like looking at one of these pictures because I just have, pictures like, because I have an Android phone and you can just kind of stick pictures in with your apps on your like home screen or whatever. And so it was like, who's that? And I was like, well, he was my boyfriend, but we're not dating anymore because
Hey.
Hello!
Hi.
People are fine. Like, we now have more than. Wow, I did. Yeah. For a long
But by
time, it was just
joining
me
the
and
call,
Sandra.
you've reduced the number of people who are in the chat who are also hosting. So,
Yep.
30 minutes.
it's a mixed bag.
The problem was I didn't check the schedule last night when it was gonna go, and I just like fell asleep at 1 a.m. So
Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
very,
I-
very disappointed.
I just like kind of, I just
Yeah.
couldn't. I was like, I just
What I
was
could
just
do-
I'm gonna
What I
put the angry video in the group chat after this.
Yeah, we all deserve it. That's why I've got this. It's a sad
Well, I
face.
could post this in the Nerdfighter Discord and see if anybody hops over. I could do that right now. If you want.
Oh, yes, that'd be sweet.
Cool.
Oh yeah, since last month I've made a Discord, so that's great. I have a Discord
that's
now.
great.
I don't use it for very much because
Yeah, me either. I have it on my phone.
I don't have
Yeah.
I just don't have anyone to talk to.
Aww, that's so sad.
Yeah. Basically, like, my people that, like, this is basically my online chat room thing, so I don't really, I mean,
Yeah.
there's, like, there's YouTube comments, but that's, like, it's different. It's, like, broad Nerdfighteria, so.
Well, anyway, going back to the story about this 12-year-old was that so I said, I just mentioned in passing that I had a boyfriend for a while there, a couple of years ago, and he just sort of looks at me and he's like, "Here's a tip."
The 12.
Here's a tip, and I was like, yes, and he was like, "I think we're a little young for all of that stuff."
We're a little young for all of that stuff, says the 12-year-old.
It was so funny. I was like, "You're 12."
He's like,
Oh,
that's horrible.
Whoa.
Like the words, "Here's a tip," coming for the.
All right, I posted it. Here we go. I posted it in creative, and I posted it in. So let's see if anybody wants to hop over.
Yeah.
Yay.
Posted
Yeah.
it.
People.
Yeah. Is there anyone
Advertisements.
watching this chat? Who
Well,
isn't
we
us?
have 5 people.
Well, there's one person.
So I think Annie's watching.
Oh, hey,
Annie
I'm
is
one
watching.
person who's
Or
not
is it
us.
me?
Hello, person.
I mean, the thing that's nice about this is I don't even mind. Like, I don't even mind that there's no one watching us. It's still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still glad we
Like-
do this every month. It makes me happy.
Yeah, it's
a lot of fun. Mm-hmm.
We have over 3,000 members on this Nerdfighter Discord now. It's
Oh
crazy.
wow!
Whoa.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
That's fantastic.
Actually,
Yeah. There's so
Actually-
many people.
that's really cool. I don't know. I
Wait.
found one Nerdfight Discord, but I don't really use it very often because nobody else really is on it.
Well, you should
Like,
check it out
that's
because
cool.
The
So
Discord
I don't know
thingy
if
is
you know
working. We
about-
now have 8 watches, which means that there
I don't know
are
if you know
4
about the
people
puzzle
watching
stuff.
who are not
do
us.
you do like the Do you know about the puzzles that John has and
Yeah.
everything? Or
Oh yeah, the
not?
scavenger hunt.
Sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish
That's
I
why
could do
it's
that.
from the start.
Hi. There's people who are.
Hello. We're very happy
It's
to
like,
have
hi.
you here.
I
Bye.
mean, unlike last month, we have a much lower proportion of people who, at this point in the stream, have got peanut butter on their face.
Oh yes.
think-
That needs to
But
be
you know, I've got a bunch of stickers, and
Shall I
this
put?
time, I mean, I also have fewer stickers on my face than I usually do at this point.
Hey, actually, 1 minute.
But wait, are you getting peanut? Oh no! Oh no! Are we all
Yep,
gonna have peanut
there
butter
we
on our
go.
faces again?
What?
I'm
Yep,
gonna.
there we go. Okay. In honor of people being here,
Yes.
there is peanut butter
Yes.
and stickers.
Yes. And if I can find
I
the
don't
end.
want to have this full off and on my clothes because, well, I want to wear them tonight when I'm gonna be normal.
Oh yes,
What
you're
is
very
normal?
Well,
What is normal?
like I was.
Oh,
Okay.
guys, so
1
I
minute.
had
Can't
a
hear you.
$1 Cup competition last weekend, which was like one of the reasons we couldn't do it last weekend. I was at that the whole time, but it was fantastic because one of the motions for
There's not very much in here. 1 minute. I need
one
to
of the
pull my hair
motions
back.
for the debate. It was like one of them that was you do 3 debates during the World War thing.
Is it?
And one of them was about the Robert Frost poem.
Max that pattern.
Oh, the Robert Frost
Okay.
poem.
Thanks.
We have
Yeah,
memorized
and
that.
it was actually really fun because I know a lot about that poem because that poem pisses me off. Because it,
Wait, watch,
yeah.
ready?
But hi, people who are joining
Now
the
that
chat. I'm telling you
now
a
that I'm
terrible
bald.
story about World Scholars Cup. But and so I was like, I just kind of got into it. Like usually I kind of suck, but I just kind of got into it because I know. Oh, we're doing tape face again.
Now that I'm bald, I wish you would do it.
But the
Beautiful.
last debate, the motion was the idea of China is a myth.
That's really funny because there's a myth that there's like a thing about
we had
Idaho
a
being
moment.
fake too.
We were the affirmative team, so we just all had that moment. We were like, we are so royally boned. But then I remembered this story that someone told me about like just this anecdote about like a philosophy class, and the professor put a chair at the front of the classroom, and the entire exam was just prove that the chair doesn't exist. And so someone's entire essay was just, what chair? And
Whoa.
and I was like, that's the thing. And so like we constructed, sorry, you have 15 minutes to prepare. And so the argument we constructed was like, so the first person was talking about how, you know, Earth used to all just have like one continent, and then the continents formed. But because of that, you know, it was like, I didn't have time to read the article that I told them to read to use for their argument, but it was about that and about how when like the continents got divided up, you know, the people that we call Asian now are still like technically in some way the same people who we call Native American, you know, like that, and like the idea of like, what is even this concept of Asian? What are Asian people? You know, and then the second speaker talked about how even within China you've got 50 different minority groups, and they all consider themselves at some level separate peoples, and they have all these statistics about about like these are the people who are overseas Chinese, or the people who have immigrated into China, and you know, like what is the idea of Chinese? It's all just this arbitrary title. Like what constitutes Chinese? What is China? And
it's
so
like
then
the
I
whole
got
nation
up.
thing again.
Yeah, and so then I got up and I was like, okay, so going back to, you know, just defining the terms, like a myth is a traditional story explaining a natural or social phenomena. and another like definition that was created through the fluidity of language is a widely held but false belief or idea. And I was like, and China is a social construct, you know, like how did
All
China
nations are.
form?
Borders aren't real.
Exactly. I was like, China is a social construct. Like how did China form? And then, you know, I'd written down the sentence about, you know, like the genus of blah, 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 Homo erectus, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, that certainly sounds really intelligent, but, you know, but like I'm half Chinese and I don't like feel any, you know, connection to this idea of like, you know, some genus of bipedal mammal that developed and claimed in a, you know, whatever. And I was like, and then what's happened since then?
When you go into space and you look down at Earth, you don't see borders.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. But wait,
Nations are just a construct. They're a societal construct.
I've got the notebook that I wrote my notes in. Let's see. I said, I was like, but yeah. So like, the origin of Chinese civilization is dated back to the Paleolithic age when Homo erectus lived in the area more than 1 million years ago. That certainly sounds intelligent, but those words really mean anything to you. I'm half Chinese, but I certainly feel no connection to the idea of some genus of bipedal mammal, some unspecific and inconceivably long time ago. And what's happened since then? Some guys built some towns.
Yeah.
There was a period of some warring states. A guy called Qin decided to call himself emperor and call a bunch of people his subjects. A guy had a revolution. What meaning can we really parse from this fable? Is it really so fundamentally different to the idea of a woman who floated up to the moon? It's just a story. Now, my teammates have talked about how utterly random the formation of the thing we call China really is. And then I moved on to, you know, this idea of nations that we've created, it's not only asinine and arbitrary, it's dangerous. Look at the state of the world. You know,
Exactly.
Look at, you know, like this, the idea that some people are fundamentally different to other people is what leads to bigotry and has in the past led to genocide.
Yeah.
And, you know, so, you know, maybe China does exist on some level, but it's just a story. We're all just people.
What I wonder about is what would happen if we didn't have countries, though. Like, would we all be one unified like thing, or would countries just arise naturally, or crap, peanut butter everywhere?
They probably would arise anyway because of based off culture and traditions. But I guess it would be more like blended and not as defined.
You can't govern 7 billion people from the same government. That's impossible.
Yeah.
You already see
especially in ancient times. It might be possible now.
Like, you see that, for example, in the European Union, people try to get that governed in the same way, but it never really works because the cultural difference are already so big that we just continuous fighting.
Right.
But
so
say we had say we had like a big catastrophe happened, and so we still had the internet, but like we weren't able to so we were able to like be together as one big society, but like the nations were dissolved. Like we kind of just started over on the whole nation idea. Like, would there be nations still, or would we just be one global society? That's what I wonder. And if so, who would be the president of the world?
That eventually nations would arise. I think that's
probably.
just human nature to
Well,
get small scale
communities have always been,
and then they will grow.
Yeah. Even before we had things that we considered nations and states and countries, there were like cultures of people,
tribes,
like long ago already. You know, tribes and stuff. So they would arise naturally based off of the resources and what the people needed in that area.
Oh gosh, wait, no, I don't know if you know.
Someone
Hank
in the chat is asking, what about islands?
Yeah,
I don't know. 5 people. There's 3 people talking about.
If that's so cool.
Yeah. What about islands?
Like, what about islands?
Yeah. Would they still be countries?
Yeah. It's a really interesting question.
I just realized that I have stickers.
Oh yeah,
Putting stickers on your
yeah.
face.
Join me in the sticker phase. Today we're
I
going
have-
with
I have
smiley
horse-
faces.
I
And
have-
I'm making them sad.
I have
faces.
horse stickers. I don't have smiley faces, but I have horse stickers.
Oh,
By the
That's
way-
fantastic. I still
Oh,
have
that's
the
great.
photorealistic animal stickers somewhere.
But I
I'll break those
think
back.
island communities are
Big
Bound.
black stallion.
behave like nations
Beautiful.
because of the nature of islands.
Like,
Already,
I mean, but
like-
also the thing with islands is it's like, but then if you got an island, it's like your territory is pretty clear. Like it's not the same thing where you're making you're drawing a border in a place where a border doesn't physically exist.
even though a lot are
So,
along
I
rivers,
guess-
but still.
Yeah,
A lot
but
of-
I guess that's
But if the island's small enough,
borders
it's your
are
island.
along natural boundaries.
You know.
That's
Mhm.
like as soon as you start drawing borders with a ruler on a map, that's when problems arise.
See, this is a multiple
What's it-
horse sticker. How's that
Mhm.
possible?
Whoa.
guys, this is
They're
beautiful.
just physically molded together.
We're talking about like the societal like countries, and you're just sort of licking peanut butter. on your face. Guys, this is
Well, look,
This is why I love Nerdfighterly, guys.
It's both extremes, right? It's like John Green
fantastic.
eating. It's like John Green eating toilet paper and talking about the political situation in Nepal.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
We're covering both
That's the
extremes here.
inspiration for all of this.
This is important fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Ugh,
I
it
can't
keeps
fit
sticking
the
up my
larger
chin.
horse sticker.
Yeah, well, like,
Oh
I
yeah,
have the
you'll
problem
find that
of
it like.
not liking peanut butter,
Huh?
so I can't eat it.
You're not gonna eat it off your face?
I
Well, I'm not
think-
gonna eat all of this on my face.
No.
I'm just.
No, I think
No,
it's
you'll find,
Yeah,
that,
no,
you'll find that
we-
when it gets like
last
when it gets
week
moist,
we
it'll
talked
drip.
extensively.
Oh,
Yeah.
Last
wonderful.
week we talked extensively about peanut butter and like the fact that I have watched in my life so many people put peanut butter on their face that I'm like I've never put peanut butter on my face, but I'm just so aware of the phenomena of peanut butter, like the stages of having it on your face, like where it still just looks like
Oh,
peanut
this-
butter in a jar, and then it sort of starts to get shiny and look a bit like sweat, and then it starts dripping.
That's
The
not good. I'm
viscosity.
sitting on my
What I said,
bed.
The decreasing viscosity.
The viscosity
of peanut butter
decreases.
as it sits-
Yep.
Yeah, the decreasing viscosity of peanut butter as it sits in your face. That's what brought last month's stream to you, and I guess also
Yep.
this month's. I guess
Yeah, it's
it's just a
it's,
constant of Nerdfighteria. Nerdfighteria.
It's one of
It's
the
brought
I'm
to
just
you.
gonna hold this under my
Fun things.
face and like
Viscosity of
hope
peanut
that
butter
all
as
the
it
peanut
sits
butter
on your
chips
face.
exist because I don't want to
didn't
get peanut
put
butter on my
on
bed.
too much, and then it sort of stays on. I
The
hope.
worst part is it like you gotta watch because it gets into your like right above your eyebrows and it gets stuck and it just gathers.
You see, this is why this is a good thing to do when we have like 7 minutes left in the stream.
Yeah,
Yes.
great.
Well, that
That's
way,
the
that way you
night.
don't have to keep it on. I did it way earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just-
Yeah,
like,
that was
for the last I think it was like 40 minutes of the stream, you're just sort of like every now and then you just kind of wipe some off with
Yeah,
the
and
knife.
I had the knife, so I just would wipe the knife and like
just like
it would have been easier when I had no hair because I have like I buzz my head now, but I had hair, so I had to protect.
yeah.
You know, you
Yeah,
look
you put
like
on a
we have the screen
Then I
cap
did
of
as well,
like
and there
you
was
beside
peanut
John
butter stains
Green.
on the inside of my headband. That's also
You
now
wanna
it's
see
sort
my-
of slightly green.
My Discord
I should-
my Discord profile picture. My
I
Discord
should tell
profile
you guys a
picture
funny story. I should
is
tell you
my
guys.
Butterface picture.
Oh, that's
So,
beautiful.
So a couple of weeks ago, we had some Quidditch matches, and I was like, I'm gonna buy green hairspray because like the color of my team is green, and we could spray our hair green, and it will be cool. Anyway, it was really hot that day, so everyone was really sweaty, and like the spray sort of dissolved and became yellow.
Oh,
So
that's
everybody's
horrible.
face, the hairspray just run out of your hair into your face. So we were just all yellow.
Like, woohoo, go team!
And also
Oh,
like
yeah.
and also like people got their headbands stained, and for me it wasn't really a problem because mine is black because I play beta. But like this other guy who plays Chaser, he had a white headband and now it is yellow.
But I
Especially in the
recommend
front.
bleach.
It's like really, really inconvenient because like Chase's headbands are yellow, but he doesn't play Seeker headbands are yellow, but he doesn't play
no.
Seeker.
That is confusing.
Oh boy.
So confusing.
Oh, jeez,
Guys, I have sticker pox. I'm giving myself sticker pox. That's what's
You know what's
happening
funny?
this week.
Stickers.
Oh god.
You know what? You know what stickers stick to way better than skin is other stickers.
Yes, that's a thing.
Yes.
That's definitely a thing.
Look, boom.
You just gotta make a pile of stickers on your face. Just like see how far you can make it go.
I have been out sticker face.
It will be a sticker
in
unicorn.
one fell swoop. My queen of sticker face title has been stolen from beneath me. That's not a phrase. What is the phrase I'm looking for? Swept from the I don't know what the words are.
I got a mustache sticker. Can you do
To read, start speaking English gooder.
Jeez, I really hope one of my siblings doesn't walk in right now because they're either gonna like freak out or think or want to do it too.
Oh yeah. Look at me go. I got a stallion for a mustache.
Last stream my dad walked in.
Oh yeah, that was great. Last month.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say this is pretty terrifying as well.
Yeah.
You need some on your nose, like.
Wait, do I
Yeah,
have
your
a
nose
nose
is
one?
sort of poking out of the pile of stickers.
I have a horseshoe. Ready?
Oh. It's a horseshoe.
Beautiful.
Bonk.
Jeez, every time I laugh, I can feel like the peanut butter. Oh, that's weird.
Yep, it's really
So
strange.
weird.
It's you. Your skin will be really smooth after you wipe it off, though.
Oh, well, I hope it'll help my skin.
Water and hope.
This is like the lesser version of tape face.
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
I guess so.
No. I'm gonna have to take my shoe
My
off.
goal is
Guys, this isn't good.
I think Matt gets the title of like various faces.
I'm gonna use all
Yes,
these horse stickers
definitely.
today. I'm gonna use every single one.
Hey, guys.
How about
Well,
a chin?
I'm kind of tempted to try. Well,
Oh no, I only have 3 left.
sudden impulse. I wonder if
Oh,
this will
no.
stick.
No, that looks like a
No.
bad idea. Don't. No,
won't.
please.
Bad idea. Now I just have a circle on my forehead. That's great. Whatever.
Hey, you could
Anyway,
make a
we
peanut
have
butter
3
angel. on your
minutes
face.
left. Only 3.
Ah,
You could make
You
a
still have
can make
3
a-
hours.
peanut butter angel on your face.
Oh boy.
peanut butter
Peanut
angel.
butter
Let's
angel.
see.
No,
I'll just do it
if we actually had like you know, fundraising or milestones or anything, you could like write the name of like backers or whatever into your face.
Guys,
Yeah.
But inside the peanut butter, like their initials. Oh,
I
my
did it,
video
look.
died.
Look, I used
Gee,
every
that
single
never
sticker.
happens.
I used all the
Oh.
stickers.
Oh man! Wow.
No, wait,
Really,
hold on. There's one
you did
stick.
it. You-
There's
you-
one sticker left. Isn't the white part a sticker? Oh boy, yes it is.
You know what I should just do is
Crap,
just
it's
stick
dripping.
this to my face.
Hold on, I got one sticker left.
Just. Oh boy.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
No, and then you need to peel the sticky bit around it off of the paper.
That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. You read my mind.
crap.
The question
It's
is, can I
itchy.
get the whole thing off? Oh, this is gonna be hilarious if I can.
If it comes off in fragments, you need to I don't know. Put the
No, it's
fragments in
not.
different places.
It's not coming off in fragments. It's coming off as a whole.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
beautiful.
Well, you can stick
Beautiful.
it on your face.
Wait, hold on.
It's like the exact opposite of a ninja mask.
No, you know what it's
Ninja
like?
mask made
It's
of
like
dinosaurs. What's wrong with
no,
that?
it's like a camouflage. It's the exact opposite of a camouflage mask. I'm taking the part that like isn't camouflage.
Oh yeah.
Putting it on my
Go
face.
outside and see how many people notice you.
No, I broke it. Rats.
Oh no!
Oh.
It's like when you're trying to peel an apple all in one piece.
I don't peel apples.
Oh,
I feel
I don't
oranges,
think
not
alive, but I
apples.
know that's
oh
the
my
thing.
gosh,
That is-
look.
I love
That's how we-
oranges.
And how
it goes on your face.
I gotta take my glasses
Stick
off
it.
now.
All right. Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Just
That looks really terrifying, actually.
That's
That
beautiful.
looks like
I look like
with a little bit
Slender
of
Man.
makeup, that could be like a horror movie.
inspiring.
That's
I look like
terrifying.
Slender Man. I look like sticker Slender Man.
Like Dinosaur Slender Man.
It's both
And-
terrifying.
Well,
and-
technically it was.
and-
Technically it was all. It was all. Technically it was all
It's-
horse stickers.
It's time. We're
Oh,
done.
it's
now I need.
time.
Now I need like holes
It's
for my
time.
eyes.
Well, we've really ended on
We're
a high
done
note
with
this
the
time.
Slenderman
This is
horsey
perfect.
mask. We will end.
All right.
Wait, I need a mouth. I need a mouthful.
Ja,
You need a mouthful so that you can say DFTDA.
ik kom er zo aan.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming,
Okay.
everyone.
See you in your dreams.
Yeah. See you.
Yep.
Even if you've been here just like the last 15 minutes.
1, 2,
Good to see you.
3.
3.
Don't forget
DFTDA.
to
DFTBA.
Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing.